Every time my life is threatened, I get an erection. It's a horrible problem.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. So, it's another fucking, here we are again.
It's a nice day, Kevin.
We do this like we do it when he makes the playoffs. We do it when he gets into the Super Bowl. We do it when he wins the Super Bowl. I have a take.
Okay.
Tom Brady has won too many Super Bowls. No, I mean it. It's like, it's not, like that was, for me, it was not eventful.
Oh, it wasn't eventful.
You know?
It was fun.
Like,
I mean, I loved it. I had a great time.
The game was such a boring game, really. Like,
it was a bloodbath.
And early on, it was nothing. Like early on, it was like low scoring and nothing was happening. And then, but then, like he won, and it was just like he just won too many.
Yeah,
it's like, it's like watching like a home run hitter hit a home run. It's just like, okay, it's just like what he does.
But that was one that we'd earned because as Tom Brady fans, there's been a lot.
I can't do it.
There's been a lot.
I know what you're doing. I know you're doing it on purpose. I can hear it in your voice.
Every game has been a nail biter, Kevin. We earned an easy one.
It's just, we can't do the argument again. We've done it so many times. But I said it last night. It's embarrassing when Gaz is the only voice of reason in your Gaz. Playoff Paulie is the only voice of reason in your fan base.
No, I don't think so. I think
he is.
No, there's a lot of fans who agree with him. I'm just not one of them.
Yeah, there's none that are except for like who like public facing is like Gaz. Nobody.
I think Dave is closer to him than he is to me.
Dave was like bizarrely absent last night. I feel like.
I think they were doing the live stream. I always when I'm on a live stream, I always forget to tweet or do anything. I just figured people
forgot about that. Yeah. I hate you. I just hate you guys. Yeah.
It is. It's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing. It is. He's officially. He's got to be the person who's become officially the greatest of all time the most times. Like every single time he wins the Super Bowl, like all right, and now it's not in
I think he's becoming.
Anymore.
I think he's becoming what we always talk about on the internet, like what people are saying. Like, are there still many people who are not giving him credit?
Not giving him credit, but just like people saying this was built up as a legacy game. It's not a legacy game for Tom Brady. This is not like it's his like 10th Super Bowl. It's not a legacy.
It's
game.
like it is a legacy game in the sense that he just keeps extending his own legacy. Where it's like now you can add that he took another team to the Super Bowl, and you know what I mean. It's like he didn't need it, but it is just further cementing his legacy.
Yeah,
it's like had he won another one with New England,
got a 700 win percentage in the Super Bowl.
Had he won another one in New England, I feel like that would have been like almost not worth anything. Like it's just like that's just truly bringing sand to the beach. But winning with another franchise, I think, is a whole other layer to your resume now.
Yeah, I think because it makes you the winningest franchise in NFL history.
Right, 4 since 37 is that might be. We talk about the Gretzky stats. We talk about Maddox and Gwynn and Babe Ruth and like these numbers that jump out. 4 Super Bowls after the age of 37. It might be the most impressive one ever. 4 Super Bowls, period, is one of the biggest stats ever.
He's got more Super Bowl MVPs than anyone else has Super Bowls. Any other quarterback?
37. How many of like the major quarterbacks play past 37? I'd imagine a lot of them are tapping out right around then.
Yeah, I think
did Montana
Favre was like
his
the crazy
40s?
one. He did 41.
Yeah,
I don't know
what
the
did
answer
Montana
to that.
do? What did
but I know
Marino
Brady
do?
now has 2 more Super Bowls than Peyton, Breeze, Rodgers, and Brett Favre combined. Combine them, he's got 2 more Super Bowls.
It's crazy.
There's another one that's like you combine all their touchdown passes. He's got like Super Bowl touchdown passes. He's got like 15 more. They're the stats that came out after last night are just all fucking bananas.
These are the only quarterbacks to start in the playoffs 37 or older. Click that more items to see how many more there are. Because there's not many. Brady, Breeze, Rivers, Roethlisberger, Rodgers are the only people to play in the playoffs past 37.
No, that can't be right. Because Brett Favre on the Vikings was definitely over 37.
Here are the 5 quarterbacks starting in the playoffs.
This might be for this year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, because Rivers wasn't in there.
No, Rivers Indianapolis Colts. Yeah.
Oh, the Colts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Because Favre was definitely, I want to say 41, 42 on the Vikings.
Yeah.
So if there are 5 this year, then there's a good amount.
Who have won Super Bowls? No, there's not.
Not won Super Bowls, but just started in the playoffs.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I bet you it's really not that many, though. I bet you there's just not that many more like on the legendary list that, like, I'm sure there's people who like hop, like Josh McCown sneaks in or something like that. But like, I think when you talk about the legends, I so many people hobbled towards the end, and he's.
I think that you are right in the sense that the Super Bowls are beginning. Well, I want him to get double digits now. Now we're going for 10, but
7 right now.
he's at 7.
I think he'll get 9. I don't know if he get 3 more.
I perfect world, he comes back to win the 10th in New England. But like, I think last night, it's, his Mike Evans is already saying he's going to take less money.
Yeah, because now you get the New England effect.
Even more veterans are going to be like, well, I want to come play down here.
That might be his legacy.
That
That would be a legacy.
Team builder of all time.
If he makes like New England South, if Tampa Bay becomes like a perennial contender because of him, people take less
Which
money
they
to
will.
play with them.
His fucking
People
division,
wanna coach.
the starting quarterbacks in his division are going to be Teddy Bridgewater, Jameis Winston,
Yeah, he'll
Taysom Hill,
he'll just stroll to
and Matt Ryan.
division
So
title.
now, like that. Now
do
the NFC
you
South is
know
gonna
how
be
good
the
Tom
NFC
Brady is?
East.
Your theory about how Tom Brady, like everything he touches.
Mm-hmm.
He had people yesterday saying that the Super Bowl MVP should be Todd Bowles.
I mean, that's not. I don't think that's. I mean, it's crazy because no coach has ever won an MVP. But I think it's fair to say that the defense played great.
No, let me tell you why it's crazy. Because Todd Bowles is a fucking. He was awful.
He was an awful head coach.
Awful head coach.
Last night, he had a great
and I
game.
know he was he's a great D coordinator before, and clearly a great D coordinator after. But it's like Tom Brady has people like somehow that's Tom Brady's not fault, but credit. Like he deserves credit for that.
I think he deserves credit for Todd Bowles was defensive coordinator last year. Didn't
that's what I mean. Everything he touches
it mattered.
is
Like
fucking gold.
he just turned.
You have
the
to
team
decide
around.
right now.
What?
If I said you have to pick between Tom Brady and the Patriots, who would you pick?
Patriots. Tom Brady's not gonna play forever.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, because Tom Brady's not gonna play forever. I'm gonna be a Patriots fan my whole life. I'm gonna be a Tom Brady fan as long as he exists. That's I have no qualms about that.
If I told you he's going to play for 5 more years
Mm-hmm.
and win 3 Super Bowls, but magical world, you like can't enjoy them or experience them because you've decided to be a Patriots fan.
That's fine. I do that. I love to. It's unprecedented. It's an unprecedented man gets unprecedented.
I know you say
fandom.
that. I mean, yes, I get that, but it's not like the fact that there's just never been another fan base to do this. And I know there's never been a man to do what he's done, but there have been great players in all sports that like are transcendent. And then when he's gone, that's it.
He's not gone.
When he's off your team,
Nah,
that's it.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
I mean, like I get
And
what
that's
you're saying,
like-
and I would do the same if it was like a team I didn't like. But like if you haven't lived through it, like I just like we've talked about this before. I just don't really have like Patriots memories before Tom Brady. So
Yeah.
it's like I was like a Brady fan and a Patriots fan. I would like raise children that I never want to have, please God, I would raise them as Patriots fans and like because that is where my heart is. But I would tell them tales of Tom Brady all the fucking time.
Yeah. I just think there's rules of engagement, and
I'll violate them. I'll
yeah.
go see. I'll go face to face.
And that's why I mean we've said it before. It's all made up. We're talking about rules to how you react while watching people run around on your TV and bring a ball across an imaginary line.
Right.
So it's all made up. It's all stupid. But within our stupid world, there are just rules you have to abide by, or there's no you can't do this. You know what I mean?
I
You can't-
get it.
It's like there are rules, Donnie. It's not nom. There are rules to this. And if that, it just bothers me because then retroactively, I wouldn't have like cared as much. Like I wouldn't have let it bother me as much. Just knowing,
What?
like I wouldn't have cared. I wouldn't have treated the Patriots dynasty as like this horrible thing in my mind had I known you guys were just going to jump to Tampa Bay next.
I don't think anyone's like. I think people are just rooting for Tom Brady. I don't.
Yeah, but
if
you're
he was
rooting
on
for
Houston,
it as if
he
it
was
was
on
like
fucking Tennessee.
Yeah, but
was-
yeah, I'm not saying you're rooting for the Bucks. You're rooting for Tom Brady, but you are rooting for his team just as hard as you've ever rooted for the Patriots.
No, not
Yes.
quite. No.
Oh,
I mean, like,
come on.
How many like videos and shit I put up last night? This is the Patriots. I would have been like fucking like selfies, screaming, going crazy. I sat there, drank some waters, gave some claps.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I feel like
Did
the
have a few
level
beers.
of What?
I did have a few beers. Actually, no, I had no beers. I had 2
I
glasses
think
of wine.
the level of excitement from some of the Tom Brady fans is right there with the level of Patriots fans.
I mean, maybe. I think he's something unlike we've ever seen in sports in my lifetime.
I mean,
I think
he's
in all
better,
lifetimes.
but like we have seen guys like him.
Who?
LeBron James.
LeBron James is nothing like Tom Brady. Tom Brady's been doing this for 23 years now.
He's at 18. LeBron.
No, I think he's like
it's not that
13,
far.
right?
No, he's at like at least like 16.
It's
I
not
think.
17.
Yeah.
17. You're right.
So like there are examples of it,
And I like LeBron.
but I don't think there are people who are like the the Cavs fans are not. And it was a little more like heated the way he left and shit. But I don't think there are definitely LeBron fans, but I don't think like the Cavs fans are going to Miami, are going to the Lakers.
I think
are
they're going to
here.
Lakers now. I think the first time they left, there was a problem, but because they deemed that selfish and all that. But I think people who are LeBron fans in Cleveland now like root for LeBron still. I don't know, but
That's what I
think-
mean. Maybe, but like there is enough from the Patriots fans doing it that it's like a narrative and a story.
Yeah.
You don't hear about the the Cavs fans turned.
I mean, I
Lakers
think I
fans.
did it in the blog when he changed teams. It was like I'm going to be a Tom Brady fan forever because he raised everyone who's around 30 years old in New England.
Yeah.
Like it was like we were just brought up on.
I
Tom
think what
Brady.
I don't get is why there's not more anger. Like this should have been your Super Bowl. They should have figured their shit out.
There-
And like clearly him and Gronk still can fucking ball together. So like whatever made Gronk be like, I know like he clearly was injured and all that shit, but he was like, I'm not risking myself anymore for like this franchise. If that was smoothed out, if Brady and Antonio Brown smoothed out, like this all should have been in New England.
I don't know about that. Antonio Brown ruined his own time in New England. I don't fault the Crafts at all or the Patriots organization at all for cutting ties with him when they did. I don't think the team this year was a Tom Brady away from being so. Like I just don't think it's all Cam Newton's fault this year. I think even if Tom Brady stayed, they fight for a wild card spot. I would be surprised to see them get through.
But so
Kansas
if
City.
you see like if he plays for like 5 more and wins a couple, you're not gonna be bothered by that.
I will be bothered by it. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'll also be happy for him, but I will be bothered
because
by
like
it
it
because
feels
didn't
like
have
one way
to
or the
happen.
other needs to be
Because
like
now the Patriots are
some-
hoping for a shot at Mitch Trubisky, maybe. Like it is.
Yikes.
There is no hope on the horizon.
Welcome
for the
to
Patriots
hell, motherfucker.
because there's just nothing to do. Like,
God,
there's-
what are
there's
you gonna
nothing
do
can
if you don't get a quarterback? God, that'd be great.
I don't
Well,
know.
I don't know what you do. You'll just root for Tom Brady.
Yeah, exactly what I'll do. Iowa.
Are you gonna raise your kids to be a little fucking paper hands bitch like you? You guys are the paper hands of football.
First of all, not gonna have kids. Second of all, I want to get that clear every time it's brought up.
You know what that also means? That ensures that you're gonna have kids.
I forgot it all back.
Have you just seen
Sorry.
enough people with kids to just be like, this is all terrible?
It's not even like my friends drove the point home, but like
never been something you wanted. And
it's
now
just like every time I've ever seen someone walking with a child, I'd be like, just
Terrible.
always thought you'd be having more fun if that wasn't here.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
This is a
Definitely.
fact. Like I see, I remember very vividly, like back pre-pandemic, like walking through Times Square. I think we were coming back from Sirius or something like that. I don't know. And just like a mom pushing a carriage with a crying baby in it while a dad like drags a kid behind them. And I was
catastrophe.
just like, why did you guys do
How
that?
how is humankind so bad at this? Like think about how much work it takes to keep your kids just alive. Like other fucking animals, they you shit them out and they go like hunt right away. You have a baby, and for the next like 14 years, you need to take care of it like every single day before it can like make its own food. That's crazy.
At least 14 years.
At least, right?
And, like,
I'm trying to
nowadays,
think of,
people just
when
live at
I-
home until like 25, 30.
Right. But I was trying to think of like when could I like finally like cook a grilled cheese sandwich myself or something. You know what I mean? When could I just like throw a hot dog on a grill and like, all right, I could survive if like my parents died right now. It's crazy. That's why some people think that there is like some alien shit going on. There's just such a gap between like us and every other animal that they're like it just doesn't add up. Well, not had to be because it's like such a far-fetched idea, but that like there was some sort of alien intervention or someone came down and like sprinkled in some DNA or whatever, because it's just like there's no everything else, like monkeys are kind of similar, and then there's just us.
Yeah.
And there's just like what the fuck is that gap there, the missing link and all that shit. And it's like makes more sense to be like, well, it's probably aliens than to just be like, well, no, we just like normally evolved at a trillion times faster than everyone else.
I guess I hadn't thought of that. That's good. What about if just aliens fucked monkeys?
I think some people think that it was just like a kind of a cross, like interspecies type of thing.
Bestiality. God frowns upon that.
Maybe aliens don't though. Maybe aliens are like, no, fuck those monkeys.
I
mean, Tom Brady probably is not.
He's not of this earth,
right?
But the thing is that you started this by saying that Super Bowls don't really count anymore, which I agree with. So you know what the new goal is?
What?
49.
49.
49. Arch Manning gets into the NFL. Tom Brady versus Arch Manning.
When he's 49, Archie Manning will be like 23 or something. Could be in the league.
And I want that. That would be some shit like fucking.
But he's got to then make the Super Bowl. His rookie years.
Play the Super Bowl. Just playing each other. Just playing each other.
And he just kills another generation of Manning.
That would be just like that's some like fucking movie like veteran cop shit when like the new kid's on the force like I served with your father, good guy.
Yeah.
Like I know.
That's actually more. That's like some Game of Thrones shit. Like I'll take out your whole lineage. I'll wipe out your whole fucking house.
Can you imagine? Like you want to talk about like legacy games and fucking. Press build up to a game. Tom Brady versus Cooper Manning's kid.
What if he beat him? What if he was like
if Arch won?
Yeah. Because then you know what I mean. And then it's like Eli and Arch are like, "What up?" And then Peyton's like, wah, wah, wah. You see Peyton's fucking private jet?
Oh, it's RSA's, but yes.
Oh man, that thing
bananas.
is like a fucking like a house.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Absolutely insane.
That's next level shit. That was like a yacht flying through the air.
It was. I'll say it was too big.
Yeah,
can't have a private. And I've been in. I've flown in private jets. I don't really care for them to be honest. They're they're awful.
Yeah,
awful experience.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, that just looks like he's sitting in a basement somewhere. That's a house. If you want jet money, you want yacht money, you got to hit the lottery. That's basically the only way to do it. And the only way to play the lottery right now is Jackpocket. It's the home lottery app that you can play right from your iPhone, your smartphone, excuse me. So even if you're poor. So here's the thing. If you're poor and you have Android, you can use Jackpocket, hit the lottery, then you can afford Apple. Yeah. First step, get rid of those green bubbles. So speaking of green bubbles, real quick, remind me, there's like an Am I the Asshole to do on that one.
On bubbles?
This guy has an iPhone, turns off iMessage because it drains his battery and just willingly sends off the green bubbles. That's insane.
That is
like, so you need to hit Jackpocket to win enough money that you're okay with like your battery and your data being drained or whatever the fuck your reason
fucking
was.
Charge your phone, dude.
Stop being poor, be rich, Jackpocket. That would be stop being poor, be rich. Download Jackpocket. You can play Mega Millions. You can play Powerball, Cash for Life, Take 5, all your local pick 3s and pick 4s. And it's all right there on your phone. So you don't have to go to the store. You don't have to have your cash. My dad was hounding me this weekend. Like, can you download Jackpocket on your mother's phone? Because she always makes him go get them.
Oh,
so
really?
He's like, put it on your mom's phone.
That's the best part. You don't have to go fucking down and check it. It'll
right.
just push notification right away. Hey,
Boop,
you won.
Done. Now, I'll tell you what's going to happen. My dumb mom will like win $1 billion and be like, I lost my phone. How do I get it? I don't know. So it's the safest and easiest way. You don't have to worry about a little paper ticket that you could lose, or God forbid your house burns down or something, you lose your jackpot. When you got it in your pocket, you're good to go. So download the Jackpocket app. You can pick your own numbers if you want. You can do the automated ones. It's available in 7 states: New York, New Jersey, Texas. Available in 10 states. Sorry, New York, New Jersey, Texas, and 7 others. We only named the big ones because the other ones just don't matter.
No, it's actually very funny.
It literally says like and 7 others.
Like, where the population heat maps. Okay, we'll name those ones.
Right. $25 million in prizes have already been given out on the app. $1 million winner in New Jersey recently. So it could be you. It could be you. Not you. Not me. But somebody.
Someone in Maryland won last time, right? I was gonna say someone in a state that doesn't matter, but
yeah,
Maryland
matters.
Enough. They had a cool flag.
Oh, I'm so sick of the flag.
I know.
If you have a state flag that you care about, you suck.
Yeah.
If you care about your state, I think you suck.
But you're also, I think you're meaning to insult the city of Chicago, who they don't even use the state flag. They just have a city
flag. Like, oh, it's just so cool, man. I'm like, it's just.
Well,
that's light
the Illinois state flag sucks. It's like a bird. But
the Chicago flag is just the blue bar with the red
People
stars.
from Chicago. That's the first thing they'll tell you. You seen our flag? Yeah, no, we've all seen it.
Yeah, we've all seen it. You jam it down our throats.
Right.
I've also seen pictures of the lake that you live on. And guess what? It's sunny there in the summer. Like, yeah.
Oh, you didn't know it gets beautiful here? Yeah, well, I figured it gets like
Yeah,
everywhere.
seasons. And does it get cold in the winter too? Like, it's just a normal fucking city, guys, with alleys of garbage or something. Like, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what they love,
they
right?
love
They
their
the
alleys.
alleys and garages. Alleys and garages.
Garage. Classic
Fucking
Chicago shit.
idiots. So
It's
go
not
to.
slander garages. The garage is a good time.
A garage,
It's
is
just
a garage is fine. It's just not a Chicago thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I do find
I
that.
like basements. I like fucking attics. I like
This is
you know,
classic Chicago living
just
in a
a
garage.
couple guys in a garage.
Having a hot dog in a garage. I'll tell you
Chicago.
what. Me, I have never hung out in my garage and had a beer. Not once.
Never once. Never. Anyway, get a house with a garage when you win Jackpocket, when you hit the lottery jackpot. Go to download Jackpocket and use the promo code Barstool to get a free Mega Millions or Powerball ticket. So $0 for you, hundreds of millions of dollars come your way. Must be 18 or older to play. See jackpocket.com for details. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. I did the dog walk worst days of the year. Because today, as we record this, is the day after the Super Bowl, which is one of the stereotypical worst
days of the year are something that's funny because I think you might have actually said this before, so never mind.
What?
It's just like they stop mattering.
Well, that's what's fun. So like, I mean, I did it.
There aren't worst days of the year anymore.
They invited me
Just
because
days.
that was when I was younger and blogging, it was like that was my thing, talking about all the worst days to be at your job and all the worst days to be hungover and just all the worst days. And like, I mean, it's sad, but life just breaks you eventually.
Mhm.
Like, I think I would have had a much more like successful marriage and early parenthood life had I just accepted that, and not to be dramatic about it, but like you just have to accept that life is going to suck a little bit more, and like a lot of bit more, but like a little bit more. Like I used to go home and be like, I want to watch the game tonight, and when the kids were up all the time, I'd be like, fuck, like I missed the game, or like, oh my god, that new series is out, and like everyone's watching it, and I haven't even seen an episode yet because of the kids and this and that, and then eventually I just like was like, okay, that's just the way it is now, It's almost like when you start working and you're like, this is so terrible. I have to work every single day. I have to get up every morning. And then eventually you're just like, okay, this is just life. I can't like think about it and complain about it every single day.
Yeah.
But you have to accept. Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about.
No,
right?
no, I do.
Yeah, okay.
No, I do. Yeah.
It's just you just have to accept that it's not that fun. Like life's not always that fun. But if you're okay with that, then you become oddly okay. You know what I mean? Like accepting just letting it in. It's like let it in and just then go from there. Rather, like I was trying to force it out and be like, no, that's not gonna be my life. Like you just have to let it happen.
Yeah, but then you do fine.
I was about to say something super problematic.
What? Go, we'll cut it.
I was like, it's like if you're. I've always said if I was.
I
was
know-
getting
I know
raped.
where you're going.
If I was gonna get raped, I would just let them have sex with me. I would just have sex with them. Maybe you can leave it in. I don't know. Just like basically, you should let life rape you.
Like,
Like if you let life rape you, then it's if you don't resist, then you just have some sex.
this is all getting cut because I have a question now. Has anyone ever
Been
tried
raped? What?
to kiss a rapist? Like, what if you just started making out with them?
we
They
ha-
would be.
That would flip their fucking script.
Like, if you start raping
Like,
me, I just
you
grab you
little
and start
sex.
passionately kissing
What if
you.
I was like kissing your ear and shit,
was
like
like-
nibbling on your neck?
Like, I was like, I want to get on top. I want to get on top. Like,
I'll put a fucking finger up my rapist ass, I'm gonna try to get you off. I'm gonna try to make sure there's the best sex of your life. Now we're leaving it because it became funny, right? Now we can leave it. Come on, we can leave it, Nick.
I'm sweating over here.
Now we can leave it. Just a little R word. No big deal.
It's like what I say actually. Because again, this is comparable. I'm kind of making connections here.
it's very Kramer. Jerry, I got some ideas.
I was gonna say it earlier when you were talking about like how people are like, well, we don't even know how there's such a sepen in the species.
Yeah.
And I've said this before. I don't think anyone's ever tried just leaving an infant alone. like when people are like, I can't come out today. I have the baby.
See what happens.
Why don't you just try leaving it alone and we'll just check. Why don't you stop being just a little fucking pussy about it and be a goddamn giraffe?
For real. Like, get your
Follow-up
own food.
question. How do giraffes not break bones when they're born?
For real. How do giraffes give birth?
Like I couldn't even high five a giraffe's asshole, and you're gonna drop it. You can. You can drop a newborn out of a
Out of
pussy,
its fucking-
and it's just gonna fall and like, they don't break a
You
leg.
know what I watched the other day? So my kids wanted to sleep over at my mom's house, like sleep over at grandma's house. So I stayed there the other night. They watch like a National Geographic. They watch these vet shows. The veterinarians like run around town in like Minnesota and help out the animals and shit. Brother, there was this cow trying to give birth, and the baby was breech, and they just fucking like fist them, right? And they threw a fucking chain in there. And like wrap the chain around the calf. It was dead, by the way, the baby. They're just trying to save the mom, which they gloss over. They're like, okay, they get, the baby's terminal. I was like, what? And they just all fucking like yank on this chain and rip the fucking baby out of the cow. And they're covered in shit and goo and shit. And I was like, Mom, what the and she was just like, yeah, this is like my show that I watch. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the absolute fuck? She's like, yeah, it's like Dr. Like Smith is out there on the farm. I was like, whew. But,
I was probably around 5 when I saw When Nature Calls, so I get it.
yeah, it was very much like that. It was it was the second most disturbing video that I saw this weekend. I got this video in Pennsylvania. Did anybody see this? Nobody saw this? This is one of the craziest videos, I swear. I mean that. One of the craziest videos I've ever seen. It's in Pennsylvania. There's a couple, and they're snow blowing, I think. Shoveling. I think it's snow blowing. And I think they were blowing snow into this guy's lawn.
Okay.
And he got mad, and he comes out. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? And this guy and his wife, and this is all through like a doorbell cam across the street, but you can hear it. The audio's on. And they're like, shut the fuck up, you pussy. Fuck you. What are you going to do about it? You fucking pussy. And the guy's like, you can't really hear him. He's muffled. And like, we're going to make your life a living hell, you pussy. And the wife is fucking chirping. And he comes back out with a gun. And he's just like, bow, 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 bow. And he's like a bad shot. So they're close. But like, it's not just like, boom, dead. Like, and so they're like both kind of hit. And the husband or the guy like hobbles away into his garage where, if it was in Chicago, it would be a fucking party. And the wife is still out there in like the snow, and she's just kind of like laying there. And the guy walks back in and then comes back out with a fucking like machine gun and is like, you should have kept your fucking mouth shut. And then walks into the garage, and you hear and he just wiped them out all over fucking shoveling snow.
Jesus
It was
Christ, Kevin.
Insane. It was like, the screwdriver murders,
Yeah.
the Pain Olympics, the little girl getting hit by the train, the beheading videos. Out of everything I've ever seen on the internet, it was like,
Where did you find such a video?
it was on Twitter. It's on Twitter right now still, I think. I couldn't believe how much it was like out there and not being like taken down. It was one of the most like harrowing things I've ever seen in my whole life. And I've seen it all. We've seen it all. It takes a lot for me to be like, whoa.
He'd probably just shovel the driveway, though, to be fair.
There is a level of relatability.
Like, I've seen my father when it starts snowing again when he just got in the house.
If you
Not
have-
a good scene.
See, that's why you shouldn't have guns in the house. Because like there are going to be moments when life, rapes you that you're going to snap.
Yeah.
And if you got a fucking AK-47 at your fingertips, you might, shoot Sharon from across the street.
That's exactly why I don't have a gun.
Yeah.
It's for me, but
Right.
there's been too many showers where I'm like, if I just had a gun, I'd just fucking do it in here.
This is a dark episode. This is the darkest episode maybe in KFC radio history.
It's more my old apartment, but I've had a lot of fucking showers where I was like, well, I can't kill myself right
You
now.
know
The
what's-
construction guys are watching.
You know what?
I don't think I'm a pussy.
You know what's bullshit? You know what I'm mad at you about?
What?
You're so goddamn dramatic that when you do kill yourself, I'm going to have to feel guilty. All of us are. All of us are going to have to say the old, like, we should have saw it
all
coming.
listeners too, yeah. Nick, start the hypercut. All the time. And then I want you to splash it with like people being like, wow, we didn't see this coming. And then
Yes, we
it's just
did.
me saying a million times I'm gonna do it.
He seemed like such a sweet, happy boy. I'm going to fucking kill myself. You better leave a suicide note with like a PS, like a Barstool blog at the bottom being like, don't feel bad. Like relinquish.
I'm giving that verbally right now.
Okay, verbal. Relinquish all responsibility. It's nobody's fault, but
no
my own.
one could have seen this coming. I said it with too nice of a smile.
We laughed, so it doesn't count.
That's my downfall. I have nice teeth. If I had worse teeth.
How about your boy Marty?
You'd
Just getting a
believe
whole
me.
new mouth.
I know, he looks very nice.
Yeah. Why'd he go to like Toledo to do it?
I think he was just.
There.
He's been living in Detroit. And
Okay.
I think he's like.
But that's close
I don't
to-
think it was a long drive. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy hit him up and I think just hooked him up for free. So
Got
he
it.
was like, "Yeah, I'll fucking come." And
It's just
like,
funny to do that more or less on a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you're living in. Are they living in like a hotel?
Yeah.
And then you go to
dry hotel, I believe though.
And then you
I
go.
could be wrong on that.
And then it's like, let me just go get some teeth while I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
He
so
looks great.
I
He looks
stayed.
very
Oh
nice.
yeah, absolutely. He's like Cardi B. Got a little bit of money. Got to get my teeth fixed first. It's the first thing you got to do. You got ugly teeth. Got to fix that.
Otherwise, people will think you're about to commit suicide. The other story that you were talking about, the horrific murder.
Insanity, man.
It is.
Oh, forgot. He killed himself too. The police came and he killed himself. So a quick little double murder, single suicide.
He
Saturday
didn't
afternoon.
kill. You said there was someone else yelling outside the door with him.
No. So there's two people, and then when the guy crawls to the garage and the woman's out there, like a couple other neighbors come out and they're like, "What the fuck is going on?" And they're like, "Someone call 911." And then I think you see like the door open to that house and they just skedaddle.
Yeah, well, that's smart. I don't fault them for that one.
I also am getting the impression that like, these guys. I mean, they kind of picked the fight.
I don't know if they picked the fight. Right. Well, I guess I haven't seen the video. So what am I telling you for?
I'm just saying that, like, and then the other neighbors were not even inclined to help at all.
I would be inclined to help someone who's got a gun.
No,
that's
I
every man
agree.
for himself.
Yeah, for sure. Even the guy does crawl away from his wife.
Yeah, it's
man.
fucked up.
Remember that?
I'd probably do it, but fucked up.
Do you remember that guy who ran away from his fiance in the movie theater? That was fucked up. So this is a dark episode. Kind of like it though. They're in the Aurora shooting. Like this guy, like Costanza didn't just fucking like jetted and like left his fiance. I think they were both fine, but like, but it's like, yeah, remember that time when the chips were down and you just fucking like face palmed me and ran for the exit?
I'm trying to think how I'd handle that.
I would love to tell you that I'd be like the human shield, but I'm not.
I
I
probably
would
wouldn't
George
be.
Costanza that shit.
Be like, you'd probably like. I thought you were faster. You go for runs all the time. I don't.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought you were in shape.
Yeah, like
What's the point of doing all those 5Ks and shit if you can't run away from a gunman?
I just figured you were ahead of me.
It was a baby over there I was saving. You're an adult. Did you see the Costanza commercial
No.
last night? It was for Tide, and it was like a big sweatshirt that had Costanza's face.
Okay.
And they played the "Believe It or Not, George isn't at home."
I think I saw a still shot of this maybe or a screenshot on Twitter. I didn't see the commercial live, but yes, I know. I actually thought it was like a joke. I didn't.
So, like, obviously, like the younger generation probably had no idea what's going on. They don't know what the face is. They don't know. But then, like, so I had tweeted being like, "That's the commercial of the night. Like, if you don't know it, I promise you, it was fire." And then I got replies, people being like, all I could think of was the George Costanza song from Seinfeld while it played. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
was
the fucking joke.
That was George
man.
Costanza.
Just, I can't. There's something happening right now socially with the generational gap. It's generation gaps have been happening forever, but maybe because it's playing out on social media for the first time, people are struggling to grasp the concept of like, I'm not gonna know the TikTok star, and they're not gonna know the rapper, and you know what I mean? It's making headlines like every single time, and I feel like maybe because we are when you're on social media, you feel like you're still like young and cutting edge because you're on. But now social media is old enough that you can be on it and be lame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but why are we?
I'm a lame.
Why are we so? When I say we, I just mean like our generation, because I think me and you recognize it. But like, why are we so unable to accept that we're old? Like, what do you mean you don't know my favorite band?
Right.
You know, it's like that guy or girl is 20 years younger than you.
I'm
Like,
surprised when people have like didn't care about my favorite band. I'm surprised if people have heard of any music. There's so
From our
much
era?
music now.
Yeah, right,
Where it's like,
right.
yes, there are obviously superstars and there aren't, but like I have like fucking 15 albums now of artists that I hadn't heard about
6 months ago. Right.
And it's
Let
just like-
alone 2 decades, you know? But there's a very bizarre, like, just refusal to accept. This is how it goes. This is like,
yeah, you've aged up.
yeah. Well, and the Super Bowl is the halftime show is always like a good barometer for that, where it's like, if it's not, you know, an old classic white rock band, the olds get mad. And when I thought the Weeknd was actually going to be like a good in between of that. Like, I don't think of the Weeknd as like some new cutting edge act.
I mean,
He's been around for like a while.
I would
now.
guess 10 years.
Yeah, like at least. Yeah. And so
I remember feeling like a lame when I found out who he was, and I was probably 23 at the time.
right. And so that's like long time ago.
Yeah.
But I thought that was the most like blah performance I had ever seen.
See, I didn't pay super close attention. Because I know people love the Super Bowl with the halftime acts and the commercials and all that. I am still programmed to think commercial breaks and halftime. That one time a year doesn't trick it for me. I'm still like, okay, this is the time to fuck around, grab a drink, take
Go
a
to the
piss,
bathroom,
right,
go on your
like,
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't get that locked into those. But what I saw of the Weeknd's thing, I fucking loved. I thought it was cool as shit.
I didn't think it was very like Super Bowl level. I thought like it looked like he was performing at like like an award show or something.
But isn't that what the Super Bowl is? Like what is it? What's Super Bowl level?
Usually more like just a grander production. Multiple. First of all, usually I think there's multiple people. I thought for sure he was going to need some help because he's a big name, but I don't think he's like that level. But I think Travis Scott was the headline not too long ago. So like Travis Scott.
Travis Scott was?
I think so. I think that year that Travis, but he had like Big Boy come out and like he had a bunch of like people to supplement him. But I think he was like the main.
Was that in
one.
Atlanta?
I
don't even
know.
remember the.
Yeah.
I was at that one.
Yeah.
I was probably right.
I think it was like right when Astro World had like popped off the tour.
It must have
Sicko
been when
Mode,
Big Boy
so
came
like
out, but I just don't even remember that.
But the Weeknd's just a weird dude to me now. He just seems like an old guy. He got the weird face now. He's got a mustache. He looks like almost the Denzel meme when he's like Uncle Denzel and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
looked old. That's just like I used to think of the Weeknd as like this like cool Drake-ish kind of guy, and then he's up there like in a suit, just like singing R&B, and I was like,
I
don't
thought
know.
he looked cool as hell. I thought.
Yeah.
Like,
I think you gotta. My thing is, I think you either gotta be like a band, so you can have like a drum solo and a guitar solo, and you're like you're doing music, or you gotta be like a dancer or some shit. Like at one point, he was just like standing there, walking around, singing like an R&B song, and I was just like, this just doesn't feel like Super Bowl to me.
I thought. Like the opening thing looks like fucking what's Chris Pratt in Guardians of the Galaxy. Looked like 50 of him, Star-Lords. Looked like 50 Star-Lords, like set up like a choir. I thought that was sick. And then I don't know. I think he must have gone to take a piss or something. I missed whatever happened in between that and them all going on the field with like a million.
Well, it could have been that good if you're taking a piss doing it.
Well, I said I was kind of like bowling around in my kitchen, just kind of looking at the TV, and I was like, "Oh, that's a cool visual." I wasn't really listening to the songs. Weekend songs, I can't really separate one from the other.
I think that's also a problem too. Is that it's like I don't know if it's the best type of music for it. It's like it's kind of like this like at times it's like this like groovy fucking.
Yeah,
not
it's nice music.
You're not like
I'm not rushing to go to a fucking Weekend concert,
Yeah,
but it is
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's nice.
I think that
melodies.
might ultimately be the problem for me is that it's not gonna be like the what's the Weekend song that you're like it's like doesn't really do it. And then the nerve to not do the TikTok dance to the one fucking song.
Does he not? But that I guess I don't really know. So that dance wasn't in the music video or anything like that. TikTok just made up the dance, right?
Yeah. I mean you got to do that. Come on. And it's like the fun one with it's like the
Yeah,
aerobics
yeah.
one. Like, come on. You
If
gotta
they
do
were
that.
all doing that,
Yeah,
that would've been
that's what I
cool.
thought was gonna happen. Like, it was all the guys with the bandages. I also thought that bandage shtick didn't really have a big payoff.
I think most people were just confused.
Yeah,
and
that's what I
it's-
mean. It's just the whole thing just felt like, what's going on with your
But I
face?
thought there were a lot of
What's
cool
going
looks. I
on?
guess because that's why I think it was cool because it was like I thought there were a lot.
was
of
almost
times
like a
it
giant
was
music
cool
video.
Visual. Yeah,
Yeah.
And they had this
Yeah.
separation of like every song had its own like setting.
Which I guess is it's a production. You're right, but I feel like it wasn't like a good live performance. It felt like you watched a bunch of music videos, which I guess is fine. But I feel like
I thought it was a cool viewing experience from back at home. I bet because there were like 3 songs where I feel like he was inside or however many songs inside that House of Horrors.
Yeah, the little
where like
funhouse
if
thing.
you're at the concert, you're like, I can't even see this fucking guy.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah.
I think it was almost made for
right,
television.
for TV. Yeah,
which
that might be what's happening
makes sense
too
because
these days.
you're playing to a couple of million, 20 million people versus 20,000 inside. So
Brother, that was like 60,000. That fucking
no,
stadium
I think
was
it was
packed.
It was they had a cardboard cutout in every seat, so it looked.
Oh, okay. Because I was
So-
like, God damn, that shit is full.
I think it was 25,000 people, 30,000 cutouts.
Okay, that's different then. I didn't know that. I was like, well,
It did,
we're just
yeah, it
throwing that
looked
shit to
very,
the
very
fucking
full.
wind. Yeah. If you're getting what time? What's the date? You're getting down to the wire here for Valentine's Day, but you can still get your girl or guy or whoever in your life some fantastic jewelry from Blue Nile. Whether we're talking about a necklace or a bracelet or easy like a nice ring, or if you're doing the big mama, the grand kahuna, if you're getting the engagement ring, whatever your need, whatever your price range, whatever your want, Blue Nile has got you covered. They are the #1 online jeweler to high-income adults who want to make sure that they get their nice forever piece of jewelry. So now's the time. It's Valentine's Day, but it might be a birthday soon. It might be an anniversary next. Next thing you know, it's Christmas season. So whenever you're buying jewelry, Blue Nile is the go-to. You can get all the online convenience, all the modern convenience of shopping online. You get all the safety and everything's insured. You don't have to haggle over prices. You don't have to worry about buying fakes. You don't have to worry about low quality. Blue Nile has it all covered right now at a lower price than your traditional jeweler. If you're not satisfied, no problem. You get 100% money back guarantee. So free shipping and free returns. Comes in a discreet packaging, and if you don't like it for whatever reason, you get 100% refund, no questions asked. You can deliver overnight. So like I said, we're getting down to the wire here, but if you want to, maybe now's the time. Get your girl that diamond ring, that necklace, those earrings, whatever it may be. So make the moment sparkle with jewelry from BlueNile.com. KFC radio listeners can get $50 off your $500 purchase. It's only good through Valentine's Day and includes your engagement ring. So, I mean, if you can get a discount on an engagement ring, let it rip, baby. Use code KFC. That's code KFC at BlueNile.com. Every order is insured, ships free, and arrives discreet packaging that won't give away what's inside. So shop stress-free and find your forever piece. Go to BlueNile.com today. Promo code KFC. Did I tell you? I think I said this to you. My idea for the Super Bowl, the halftime show, is to do comedy.
Yes, you did tell me that.
Forget about music. Done with music. Get a top comedian to do a 20-minute set, and I guarantee people will be way more happy.
I think
The musical act is always polarizing, which maybe they like. Like, it's always, like I said, the olds hate the young hate the old, the white hates the black hates the white. You know, rap music, you do rock music, you do this. Comedy is kind of the only thing that is generational and is kind of like ubiquitous.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Could you imagine like Chappelle just doing a set to like 60,000 people?
I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the NFL probably wouldn't, but if you could do
What
it,
would you think, just because of like subject matter stuff?
Oh, yeah.
But
you
like
can tell the Weeknd play the radio songs.
Yeah.
You can't really tell Chappelle.
But I don't
say
know.
the
Remember
N-word.
when was it Chappelle who did SNL? No, who did SNL? That was Bill Burr, right? Where he was like towing the line really well, and like some people were offended, but for the most part he kept it like pretty clean.
Yeah.
Like the really good ones, kind of I think can do it.
But
you know?
even this, like, you're not offended at the end of it, right? Like, you're
Yeah.
like, that sucked. I do think also, but like if they do like the polarizing aspect of it, the like people talking about it, you get way more with comedy. But I also think people would probably change the channel more. I don't think stand-up comedy, like if you're not,
I mean, well, it depends on who it is. I feel like when you get like if you get the big names, I don't think people are turning off a Chappelle halftime show. You think?
no, probably not.
But you do it for like 2 years, and then you run out of like,
Yeah,
you do
but-
Burr, you do him.
I think
and then
there are
it's
people
like,
turning off a Bill Burr comedy show. at halftime.
Yeah.
Like, all right, especially like a Super Bowl party. Not even a party. If you have more than 2 people in your house, someone's gonna be having a fucking conversation you can't. hear.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you really have to like have your ear on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess it probably is more people. I don't think most people watch alone. I think Super Bowl there is like the event night.
Yeah.
And I don't think people are gonna be like, all right, let's everyone calm down,
Quiet
sit
down.
down. Let's watch the show.
When is the Super Bowl in Vegas? That's coming up, right?
I do not know the answer to that.
Can you look that up, Nick? I feel like that's coming in like right because I think they got to do LA next, but I think they want to do it at that like Death Star fucking.
The one PFT fucked.
What is that called? That stadium.
Not
That thing is awesome.
Qualcomm.
Oh, it's just got like a shitty name. That should just be called like Death
It
Star
should be the
Stadium.
Death Star,
You know,
yeah. It's not, but it should be.
so whenever the Super Bowl is in Vegas, Britney Spears, a Britney halftime show right now. Dad lets her off the fucking leash out of the cage in the basement. Britney Spears would burn it to the ground.
2024.
It's coming.
2024?
She'll be free by 24.
Yeah,
She'll
Brady
be free
should
by
in that one.
2024. Brady will be in it.
Yeah.
And Britney Spears, I mean, she fucking comes out with the snake and she does Toxic and she does the whole nine. And it's like, imagine if she just got free. Imagine, it's almost like Britney Spears like coming home from prison, you know? And then she does the Super Bowl.
I'd be very into that. Now, you watched the documentary recently.
Framing Britney Spears.
Did you enjoy it?
Of course, I mean, yeah. Enjoy is not the right word. It's maddening. It's fucking infuriating. It's weird. It's a weird doc. So they wanted to like have her in it, but not allowed.
Yeah.
So they were like the next best thing we could do was like show you how she was framed to look like this fucking lunatic. And so it's like looking at everything that happened to her in like the late 90s and early 2000s through the lens of 2021, where we have changed like all the rules, you know? So when, you know, the Me Too movement started and mental health became a thing and misogyny and all that, like, I mean, it's weird because we lived through it. I mean, I guess we were like her age almost, so it's like we weren't paying attention.
A little
really.
younger, right?
I think a little, I think I'm like a year younger than her or something like that.
Like, I remember being like, well, that's a hot older girl. When,
Yeah.
I think
I was probably like 14 when she was like 16 or something. But I mean the interviews and shit that she used to go through are fucking bizarre. Like Ed McMahon asking her if she had a boyfriend when she was like 10 years old. There's some foreign reporter being like, "We must talk about your breasts. Are they real? What's up with your breasts?" And she's like, "My breasts, yeah, okay." And she just like answers.
Young.
At
There's
that
no age
point,
where
she
it's
was
an
like
appropriate
17.
question, but
Yeah. She's like 17 years old, and you got this guy being like, "We must talk about your breasts. Are they real? How are they?" And he's like, "You seem to always get angry when reporters bring up your breasts." Like,
so let me
fucking
do it
dude.
real quick.
Yeah. And then like, I mean, what drove me crazy was Matt Lauer interviewing her, like, you know, handing out life lessons. Like, why would you do that? You're an unfit mother. Like, then we look back on it. It's like, oh yeah, that guy's a fucking serial rapist, so he has no fucking say. And then it was also just more like, and this happens when you are in the public eye, so you can't really like. Sometimes it's like deal with it. But there was a Family Feud thing, and the category was name something Britney Spears has lost this year, and it was like, ding, her kids, ding, her fans, ding, her hair, ding, her mind, and everyone's just like, ah ha 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 ha. It's like, oh my god, we fucking ruined this girl, and then we called her crazy.
Now, I have two questions here. Is the documentary, is the idea of it free Britney, or is it just how we created someone who should be under a conservatorship? Because I have difference of opinion there. Where like I do think she is crazy. I do think it's entirely our fault. Like there are songs like Taylor Swift's "Mad Woman," where there's a line like, and when she say, you know, I forget, like, and when she acts crazy, you made her like that.
Yes, yeah.
And I think like in regular life, there's a level of personal responsibility.
Yes.
Where like, look, yeah, we got in a fight. I didn't make you fucking crazy. We got in an argument. I might have lied. I might have done whatever.
Yeah. I'm not perfect, but I didn't like. You can't.
Right. I haven't been
on
fucking manipulating you in the national media for 15 years.
Right.
There's a difference there.
Huge.
So I do think we drove her crazy. I think she was horribly treated. All that stuff. I completely agree with. I think we talked about Justin Timberlake a little bit. I tend to stand on his side if they're painting him as a villain.
They're not painting him as a villain. I think he when she was the cheater, I think that's when it all went downhill. So like, it's not really, you know, she cheated on him. He's gonna like get his revenge or whatever. I think he went like a step further by basically putting her in the music video of Cry Me a River, which is like, I mean, you have every right to respond, I guess, if you get cheated on. But that to me, I feel like is like a little bit like running up the score.
But
like, I don't think I would do that
like
to somebody.
When people were like, "Oh, it's Britney Spears," because it's not actually her in the video,
Right? It just looks exactly like her.
But like, I mean, didn't everyone know that song's about Britney Spears? It's a song he made right after he broke up because she cheated.
Yeah, I think that there's maybe a little bit though, like you can kind of leave it open to interpretation, but then you do a video where it's like he's clowning this fucking like making this blonde girl who dresses exactly like Britney Spears look like a fucking asshole. It's
Yeah,
like it was like a revenge shot. It was like, you know, he took his shot back at her, which you are entitled to do, but then she became like the villain in the media. So I don't know, it's like his fault, but it just was like the turning point where she went from like the like wholesome girl to being like you dumb bitch. You like Diane Sawyer was like, you crushed Justin Timberlake. You broke his heart. Like, what did you do? Why did you do that? It's like, why do you fucking care so much about Justin Timberlake? It's like, Jesus Christ. It was almost like Diane Sawyer was like his mother or something. It was like fucking weird. It was just weird. Like everything was so like bizarrely harassing or interrogating or there was a moment where, and then she did go crazy. Like shaving the head is a wild move. I think some people actually speculate that was like she was gonna get drug tested through her hair. She wanted to get rid of it. But she, you know, there was multiple 5150s where like the police, yeah, it is smart, right? But like, so she did go crazy, but it was more just like, yeah, no fucking kidding.
So they're not saying like she should be out of a conservatorship?
I actually didn't fully finish it, to be honest. So I think the end was where they really dove into the conservatorship. The ultimate thing with the conservatorship is like, is she crazy? Yes. Like, will she be like the perfect model citizen? Probably not.
Right.
But there's a fucking lot of those.
Yeah.
So like, let her make her own decisions,
Right.
and it's like, I don't even think she could blow all her money if she tried, because she's still working and still doing a Vegas residency.
And also,
like,
you can blow all your money if you want.
that's the other thing. Yeah, it's like if she wants to fucking snort it up her nose, then like it's America, man. So that's where but there was a lawyer being like, there's a couple. There's a like an old family assistant who was speaking out. There's a lawyer who like Britney was like, I need you to be my lawyer to get me out of this conservatorship, and he was like denied counsel or whatever because the conservatorship doesn't allow her to pick her own lawyer. So he was the one being like, I was going to defend her in this case, and like here's like all of the things I was going to say, but I just wasn't allowed to. And then there was another lawyer who was like,
That seems like the game's really rigged there.
Yeah.
You can't choose your own lawyer.
I mean that's like the number one thing in like right to a fair trial, right?
Yeah.
It's like she's not getting a fair shake. It's like I need a lawyer to like prove why I don't need a lawyer. You know, it's like we are going to go in circles here. But there was another lawyer who was like, she said, never in my entire life have I seen a conservatorship terminated. So it's like, but that's also because like usually it happens when you're like 97 and then you die.
Yeah.
You know, it's like was she going to be in a conservatorship for the next 40 years?
Does the conservatorship mean that she can't have a phone or anything? Like, why doesn't she just have her dad killed?
It's a good question.
Right? Yeah, a lot of money. Just have your dad killed. You're backstage at your next concert in Vegas or whatever you do. Those fucking backup dancers aren't paid much,
Right.
And they're nimble as all hell.
They're like little ninjas.
They could sneak into a house.
Like Arya.
Easy.
Stab him in the fucking...
No idea anyone's even there.
Yeah.
In fact,
I'll be
they'd
honest,
probably be
the-
too good at murdering, and people go, "This was a backup dancer."
There's a crazy Britney fan who would probably do it. You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Put on a yellow shirt if you want me to murder your dad.
Not a bad idea. I'd probably murder for Britney.
Would you?
I mean, I would... whoever...
No, only if she fucking blew snow on my driveway.
You should have shut your fucking mouth. I think this might... The documentary is like popular. I don't think it's like massive though. She needs like a Netflix doc to really pop it off.
Yeah,
like Sarah Jessica Parker tweeted like Free Britney. Like there's some people gaining steam, but you need some like heavy duty celebrities. But like, what else is it gonna fucking take? Like the world knows this now. It's like it's out there.
Mm-hmm.
She's trapped in like the basement, and nothing. She's gonna stay that way forever. I think it's wild.
That's
It's
very
a
sad.
weird. It's very like, and I just think about like if there was comparing like eras. Like I was thinking, if there was like, say there was like a 45-year-old guy like in the media who was like made it like part of his career was like talk to popular teenagers and like pry into all their business and ask them about their relationships. Do like for like once a week for like an hour. If you're like, we're just sit there and be like, so who are you fucking? And like, why did you break up? And why did you do this? And like harassing them about, I mean, how would that possibly go over? Like how would that even be allowed? Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
Zach's got it.
Zach's
got the joke.
yeah. Thank you, Zach.
Go listen to the new episode of BFFs. No, but I was actually thinking about Charlie D'Amelio. Like she's like the same age as Britney now. Imagine if someone was talking to Charlie about her tits right now. People would be like, "What the fuck was that interview?" And instead, it was like everywhere Britney Spears went. They're like, "Are your tits fake? Are your tits fake? Are you fucking?"
I remember like getting in like fifth grade, like getting in just, like recess circles, being like, "You see that performance at the VMAs last night? New boobs."
Right. When she came out with the "Oops, I Did It Again" video in the red leather, and it just had monster tits, or maybe she was just a child who was growing up.
Yeah, I love when people do that with like young stars now, like Kylie Jenner. Who
She looks totally different.
Probably has had work done, I'm sure.
Oh, I
but
mean,
you're posting
positive.
a picture of her as a 9-year-old.
Right.
Like she looks
And
different.
now she's like 22. Like, yeah, they're not gonna look the same. Those early years though, when you start getting pimples and your skin is a wreck, your life is never the same. And then especially if it continues into the adult, if you have adult acne, you're never gonna be happy. It's right there with the teeth. Yeah, Marty went and fixed his teeth. If you got to fix your teeth, you got to fix your skin before you can even do anything else, and that's where Proactive comes into play. You can get that clean skin feeling with Proactive. They got treatment systems that are clinically proven to help all types of skin that are all dermatologist tested and approved. There's 3 levels to it. There's the Proactive solution, which is the original system that's suitable for all skin types. You have good skin, bad skin, whatever, you can use the Proactive solution. Proactive Plus is for sensitive skin types, and Proactive MD is the prescription strength for stubborn breakouts. Proactive is healthy and natural and normal, all tested and approved, so there's no horrible side effects while you go get your clear skin. So try out the 3 systems, find out which one you are, and find the system that's right for you to get that clear skin feeling. Right now is a great time to try Proactive because you can get a special limited time offer by going to proactive.com/KFC radio. It's Proactive, PROACTIV.com/KFC radio, and you're going to get a couple free gifts. You're going to get the Hydrating Duo. That means 4 hydrogel masks and the green tea moisturizer. And then you get free shipping on top of all of it. So go to proactive.com/KFC radio to take advantage of this special offer now. It's proactive.com/KFC radio. What? All right, before we get into our next segment, if you have ADD, you probably do. You probably have no attention span. You have probably no ability to retain information for hours on end, and you just want quick, digestible clips that are funny. Head over to the KFC Radio Clips page. You can watch funny little quick hitters. You don't have to dedicate much time to it. Click over there, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the bell, and laugh. Britney's one of the saddest stories going. If it wasn't for Jose Canseco, I think she might be the saddest story alive. But Jose, until he's dead, is going to have that crown.
Jose is...
It's sad, but he's also such a scumbag.
I don't find it sad at
Yeah.
all. He's a piece of fucking shit.
Yeah.
He's a piece of dog
Garbage.
shit. It is very stunning that we didn't have a morality clause for probably the person most necessary for morality clause.
The most immoral
in
of all
of the world.
Yeah. I guess it was like half up front, half to show up. And you figure if you show up, I guess, they figured that's
3 minutes,
enough.
you figured,
Yeah. And really, that's the thing. You want to be a fucking scumbag and take a dive, you're an asshole, but whatever. But just do it if you did it 20 seconds later, people would have been like, oh, it was a first round knockout or whatever.
Or if you waited until he actually got hit.
Take one punch from Billy, one shot to the head in 16-ounce gloves. That's not, it's not going to kill you unless Shizat the Rizat hits you.
That dude could fucking swing.
Dude.
I was watching a boxing match.
Yeah.
That was a fight.
Yeah.
It's not two
Those
random
guys,
people.
he was put Shizat in the UFC.
He had you could see his game plan was round 1, just let him swing.
So I don't know if you could hear it because it was pretty loud where you were watching, but Dave, so for Rough and Rowdy, there was this guy Shizat the Rizat fighting. What was the other guy's name?
I eat ass.
I Eat Ass. And I Eat Ass was the superstar on the Rough and Rowdy circuit. So in the first round, Shizat comes out flying and stuns him a couple times. And then was doing the hands behind the back, cocky. And Dave was like, "What are you doing, Shizat? You had him. You had I Eat Ass. You blew it. That was the time to strike." And I was sitting at home being like, judging by that first round, I think Shizat's A-okay.
Yeah.
I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I think he's fucking taunting him and running up the score, and he'll be okay. And then he came out in the second with, that was one of the most vicious. And you know the other knockout that we always run where the mouth guard goes flying?
Yeah,
That's also
that's
Shizet.
Shizet,
So,
yeah.
I mean, that dude is just like the knockout king. And he knocked that dude out. Yeah, eat ass. And had one of the coolest celebrations ever. Did you see? Like, the way he just looked at the camera?
No, I don't think I caught
He
that.
like, I mean, bam, clocks him. No like hands up, no like jumping up on the ropes, like, you know, when they jump up on top of the cage in UFC. He like was so confident and knew it. He just like turned to like the camera that Spider was holding, and he just was like no emotion, no reaction, just like I told you that was gonna happen.
That's the best. That's the best way to do it.
And a great
all the
his
pageantry of it. Like
post-match.
I love McGregor. I love all that. And this person isn't real, but Tom Hardy and Warrior is like my favorite fight. Where he's just like, I don't want
Just
anything
here
else. I don't have a fucking entourage with me. I don't have a fucking jacket. I don't have walkout music. He might have had like the Marines would sing his the Marine Corps song as he walked out, but like he didn't have music. He just like didn't have anything flashy in the ring. Just sat in his corner waiting for the fight to start.
And then I will fuck
And now
you
I'm gonna
up.
murder you.
Well, yeah, but is this the end? Yeah. Watch this
like
stare.
4 people, and I'm one of them. Well, shit.
Whack! Done. And then right here. The other angle. There's an angle where the camera's on him the whole time, and he's just like looking, staring right at Spider, just being like, "Yep, that's fucking
That's
me."
the other one. Oh my god.
And then his post game, his post fight match, press conference. He was just like, first he was actually very gracious because Aidas was like dead at the moment. And he was like, "Man, I don't like seeing that. Like, I hope he's okay. That's not what I'm here for. I don't want anyone to get hurt." And he was like, "But the reality is, man, like, I'm a bad motherfucker, and like bad things can happen if you come against me." It was like, there was a lot of cool guys. A lot of there was, and then the other dude who was like the heavyweight champion or whatever, who like defended his title. All like very gracious, nice guys. He was like, "Yeah, man, I got to get back in my truck. My wife's gonna be mad at me. I got to get home. But like, thanks a lot, Barstool." Wow. And then there's this scumbag, Jose Canseco, takes the dive, says he hurts his shoulder. You can see him pressing off the mat to get up. Like that was what was crazy too. Dan
He
and
didn't get hit in
Dave.
the
Dave
shoulder.
was like, "Oh, this is so sad, man." Like I don't think they realized that he was just fucking throwing it.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't an injury. There wasn't. He didn't even take a shot. There was no way he fell on his shoulder. He was just faking it and lying and stole $1 million. And it was like if Jose did just get fucking tagged and fell and tore his knee and his shoulder. That even though he's a scumbag, I could see like, oh man, this is like we put like a geriatric in the ring and he got fucked up and he needs the money and it's a sad scene. But you lose all that like, oh, that's so sad. Once
Well,
you
it's
steal
clear
the
you took a
fucking
dive.
money.
Yeah, you stole all the fucking money. He's a fucking asshole.
Now, the other side,
and that
though-
sucks too, because guess what? That fucking looks awful on us. And
Yeah.
I know people are like, "Oh, you guys were in on this. You stages. Fuck off. We're not fucking smart."
I will say this about that. When people bought like a Mike Tyson pay-per-view and then it was over in like 10 seconds, not in a good way, like not a cool Tyson knockout, like just like the shitty fights and all that. Like that sucks because you paid to see like a boxing match. If you're paying for Rough and Rowdy, you're paying for drama and entertainment and storylines and shit. You got one. You know, like would you rather have watched like Billy and Jose Canseco dance around for 2 minutes and 30 more seconds and like kind of land some punches and then have to go to the cards?
Yeah.
I probably would rather. I mean, I would love to just watch Billy fucking shiz at the Riz at him. That would have been great. But otherwise, the drama and the intrigue and he threw it and fucked over Dave and like, I mean, that is, I think, worth the price of admission.
Yeah, I agree with that. It is drama filled, but I just don't like people like in my mentions being like, "You guys fucking stole
Trash."
this." Like,
Yeah.
and
But,
I also
you know,
don't really
it's like-
fault them because it is like in those old days when of boxing, when boxing was a corrupt organization and people were like, "Oh, they fucking framed this." You didn't say like that person framed it. You said boxing. Framed
Yeah.
it. And it's
Yeah,
like,
you get the credit, you get the blame. Like if you put the show
Right.
on and something goes wrong, it's going to be you. But I mean, it's the same thing every time where it's like, we steal our donation money. It's like, no, we don't.
Yeah.
And you were in on it. That's all scripted. No, it's not. You knew, like, why would we have, like, what would be our incentive? Like,
Yeah.
let's do this and then have everyone yell at us. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Like, I mean, but I'll give it to Jose. Dude can move fucking pay-per-views.
Yeah, he
you know? Like, he got $1 million because he fucking sold a shit ton of pay-per-views. So, he has a long, checkered past, a long history. So as we watch him like sit there on the ground and what now is one of the worst memes like you've ever seen, Billy standing over him while Jose is like cowering away. So yeah, so I mean the Jose Canseco thing was one of the saddest. He's living one of the saddest existences of all time now. It's right up there with Jackie. No longer intern Jackie, now full-time employee Jackie. I mean, who would you rather be at this point, Jose Canseco or her? Because
Jose Canseco's got $1 million,
true, Jackie does not,
and he's got a bad.
I mean, Jose Canseco probably lives like in his own house, right, with nobody else. Where Jackie, she lives with. Come on over to the mic and explain it again. You have. So Jackie just moved to New York, which is pretty funny because the city's dead, and we got like 45 inches of snow the other day. Yeah, 2 blizzards in her first week here after leaving like beautiful Southern California. Yeah. And you live with who?
A 30-year-old Turkish woman.
And that's the best situation.
Yeah, she's the best. A 65-year-old Colombian man and a 30-year-old French man.
And you're 21?
And I'm 21, and they are all obviously older than me. The 30-year-old Turkish woman, first of all, really didn't like the 30-year-old French man at first, and like would just bitch to me about him for like a long time.
Wait,
Now,
did you come
Turkish-
into this situation like they were living together and you're the fourth, or you all found this
No.
together at the same time?
How
How does this happen? It's like when they put together a boy band and they just like grab a bunch of people.
I don't even know why I like agreed to live with them in the first place. I
don't know either.
The thing
I
was,
swear to God,
had
if I
so
had
many
more
options.
money, I would like get you an apartment. This sounds horrendous.
This was the thing. This is like you could relate. I just like started like talking to them, and then I felt too bad to like back out at that time. And I
That's
know
so
that
funny.
they
You
were
would end up
so-
living with a Turkish and a
Yeah,
Colombian
yeah.
and a Asian.
I could start that tomorrow.
Yeah. That is true though. Yeah, I feel you. Where it's like.
The only reason there's not a 65-year-old Colombian in my spare bedroom is because no one has asked.
So you like,
if I walked down the street and a homeless man instead of asking for $1 was like, "Can I sleep somewhere tonight?" I'd be
Come
like, "Let's go,
on.
baby. Come on."
I'll take the couch. You can have the bed.
I had a roommate in college that did that. Yeah, we came home one night and we're like, why is there a homeless man in our apartment? And yeah, he just let the guy sleep in his fucking bed.
What the?
In his bed?
In his
Fuck.
bed.
That's-
Fucking. I love the guy. He's a lunatic for that though.
If I'll let you sleep in my bed after you get like a fucking, like the scrub downs they get like when they in movies when they think they just dealt with aliens.
Yeah.
And like you're in a tent and like someone's like in a hazmat suit
Hit you with a
brushing
hose.
I mean, sorry, it's my fucking bed.
I will never let a homeless person sleep in my bed. I just want it on record. I think you guys are crazy for even putting out like the caveats of why you'll do it. So how did this come about? Craigslist or what? Like how did you find yourself in this situation?
It was a Facebook, like I just whatever they messaged me and then I messaged them and then I just decided to live with them. But now the Turkish woman and the French man, they had like a hot little
Are they
start,
fucking?
but now they now they have like sexual tension and I can see it. 'Cause then the other night I come home and they're all like really drunk and they're like, Jackie, like come join us.
So that was my other question. You guys hang out? Like is there a common room where it's like hop on the couch?
I
like
lived
a
with my
squad
best
now.
friends and we don't hang out.
Yeah.
I've lived with my best friends in college and my best friends
And everyone
or
kinda just
friends
goes to their
here.
corners, right?
And everyone just goes to their corner. You guys just have like a common area and you just chill.
Well, first of all, I'm not really even there that much. 'Cause whatever. But when we are all hanging out, like usually they're drunk because they're all alcoholics, and and so then they got like all friendly with each other. But then it's awkward. Then the next morning, like they don't talk to me then. Like again, they've never asked me a single question about where I work or anything like that.
Sounds like you're a little offended that you're not better friends with the 65-year-old Colombian man.
Like, don't they want to get to know me? I just feel like
No, they literally want 1/4 of the rent. That's it.
I know.
That's it.
But now I want to be friends with them. Like they're my squad now, and they don't ask me a single goddamn question.
Did they
No.
work?
I don't know what the fuck they do all day.
Maybe you should ask them some questions.
I actually have asked them multiple questions, but the Colombian man just does
I was
not.
gonna say, do they speak English?
Like barely, and
Yeah.
it's really hard to understand them. Like when they're all like drunkenly yelling at me too, and like that's like, I'm like,
It's Colombian, Turkish, and what French? And are they all like from those countries? So it's like
Yes.
accents and
it's like
spoken
thick
English
accents or
Yeah.
whatever.
How pumped are they that they're like, We got a fourth roommate. It's like an American white girl.
Just a
She's
normal person.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a
has
fucking
money,
Mad
she can
Libs of
speak
roommates
English.
you wouldn't want.
But you can tell that they think I'm such like the typical like California like. They're like, are you like just going outside? Do you have any kind of boots or whatever?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
like,
you're not ready for
"No."
this. Yeah.
What was I saying though? I had a point.
What
So-
like,
sorry,
have you
I
guys ever
interrupted
like
you.
when you're
Yeah.
hanging out and like you're drinking? Are you just drinking and talking? Like, have you guys ever decided like tried to watch a movie together?
You're like, who gets to control the TV and stuff? Colombian man.
I mean, I've been here for 3 weeks. No, Colombian man. He's the woman is like
She's running shit.
she's running the shit.
That's about how it
Or
goes.
whatever.
Yeah, that's life.
Yeah. But
And the French man's gonna fuck her, and then they're gonna have a fallout, and it's gonna be a fiasco.
Now, give me the
Yeah.
attractiveness level of these people.
okay. The Turkish woman.
Marry, fuck, kill. 65-year-old
Yeah.
Colombian man,
Yeah.
30-year-old Turkish woman, 30-year-old
would
French man.
Marry the Turkish. The Turkish woman is the most badass woman I've ever met, and she just like
Give me a scale of 1 to 10 on her.
well, I feel
Like
bad.
a 3.
I would say
She's
no,
gross?
No. She's pretty cute. She's like
Oh no, she's pretty cute.
she's like a I don't know. No, I get like
She's
I mean,
ugly.
she's not gonna like ever listen to this. I guess she's like a 6.5 to a 7.
I mean, I would have sex with that. So are you sure?
And then the like.
Are you
French
sure
man's
about that?
pretty Cute. Yeah.
Like if someone said like, yeah, that girl's a 7, she's pretty attractive. Okay, French man who's banging her. How what's he look like?
Frenchman's pretty cute.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there gonna be some like a fight over him?
Oh no.
Oh
Like,
no.
She doesn't. No, I'm kidding. But French.
And does
man-
he have like an accent? Like
Okay, also
is he like
Frenchman
hot
has
French?
A girlfriend, but here's the thing: is French man was very much like I asked him about his girlfriend when we were all drinking, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know." Or
I mean,
whatever.
that's French though. Like,
Yeah.
French
Yeah.
French
I
women
thought
are
just fuck
offended if you
one.
don't cheat on them.
Right.
yeah. So
And then there's Colombian grandpa.
Colombian grandpa, adorable man.
Yeah.
Who are you gonna kill?
Yeah.
What?
Who are you gonna kill?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna kill you.
I guess.
Well, no, I don't mean like in the real life. I mean in the game.
Yeah,
So there's an
yeah.
adorable man who's
I
about
thought you
to
were
catch
talking
a
about real
K.
Why'd you go along with that?
Well, because I think this is how people end up dead. That's why.
Yeah, I guess I can't kill him, but I can't fuck him. I don't know. I guess whatever. Anyways, it's a weird situation. It's just one of those things that's like if I were to have like 2 months ago, if I were to have a screenshot of my life or just like have seen myself like drinking with this 30-year-old Turkish woman, 65-year-old Colombian man, and whatever. Like I was living with 7 college girls
brothel.
of my best friends before,
Yep.
and now I come home to this weird selection of humans. I
think
I
this
love
is
it.
I would imagine this is a little more particular to New York. I feel like like in Boston, do people link up with like weird random roommates?
I mean, none of my friends have, but none of my friends
Yeah.
in New York did either. Really.
I feel like in New York is where I can't tell if that's just because I don't know other cities, but I mean, there are people, it used to be Craigslist. I'm sure now it's like Facebook and social media where it's just like, I just need a place and okay. And it doesn't matter how old you are, what nationality you are, what you are, what you're doing. You just
Doesn't
live
matter
with
what strangers
strangers.
you are, unless if you're black.
So, are you happy?
That's what Jackie's one rule was. Jackie's like, I am not living with black people.
don't pin that on me.
Are you gonna like?
I did pin that on you real fast.
Right.
That's the full quote.
It's not.
Are you gonna stay there?
Am I gonna stay there? I'm just waiting until 6 months until my friends come, and then hopefully I can live with them. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
All right, so we'll do top 5 based on living. Then we'll do top 5 worst roommate situations. Top 5 worst living situations you could have.
Okay. Number 1, a roommate with a kid.
Gotta be terrible.
Can't like. It's one thing to have to live with your own children, but to live with someone else's children. I have no biological connection to you. I have no desire to feed you. I have no desire to clean up after you. I have no desire to keep you alive.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess I have a slight desire to keep you alive.
'Cause you know
I
what's
don't wanna
worse?
Get yelled at.
You know what's worse? Well, Go saying it's worse than living with a alive baby is living with a dead baby. But that's kind of a coin flip. Dead baby is quiet. So dark. My number one pick is going to be just like hypothetically living with a guy who's sleeping with a married Albanian woman whose husband is also Albanian and like on the prowl looking for the guy banging his wife to kill. Hypothetically speaking.
Okay, excuse me. Paint that one again.
We again used to hypothetically. We all joked. There's 4 of us. We used to say we were all gonna hang like signs on our door with like arrows pointing to his room, being like, "I'm not the one banging your wife." Like it's here, so that when he again in this fantasy world kicks in the door ready to kill people, he'll just shoot up your fucking your door. So that'd be my number one pick.
Okay. My number 2 would be, I don't want to throw a hard R on him, but let's just say living with racists. And
I thought that was gonna be a different one. I was like,
I lived with some people down south one time that wasn't. Well, it was just, first of all, awkward. Because it's awkward to be around racist people.
Yeah.
And it's also, it can be terrifying. I remember I was in college the night Obama won the first time.
and they were not happy.
And people were just celebrating outside. And one of them just yelled, "Shut the fuck up out there!" Didn't no racial slurs or anything like that, but he was upset that a black man, or maybe he's just Democrat. He's from Texas. It was just a Democrat thing, but he's upset that Obama had won, and the crowd did not take kindly to that. And they came up and just started pounding on our door.
Yikes.
And I was like hiding under my bed. I was just fucking horrible. I was like, I had to immediately yell because so my room was
I like
here.
Obama. Hope we want change. Wow.
My room was right here, and then his room was here, and then we had the balcony in the middle. And so I could hear him yell out his window from my room. And then coming down this hallway, there were 2 more rooms. And I had to come out and like tell those other 2 roommates, like, he just yelled out the window to people, "Do not open that door."
Yeah,
And it was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, it's like, "Open up, motherfucker, open up." And it was just like pounding on the door. And I was like, no one go open that door because it's a mob. There's a mob of people who are very upset right now.
They're gonna have pitchforks and torches. Did you see that video during the Black Lives Matter shit this year when they threw like a can of beer at that kid in the window? That was one of my favorite videos.
What was it?
It was like they were marching and these like frat bros like were leaning out the window, kind of like cheering them on. And I think they threw like a full unopened can of beer. Like it was like a fucking nailed it, like right through the window. And they like jumped back and they were like, "Bro, we're on your side." And they were like, "Fuck you." It was just like, this is anarchy. This is chaos. Nobody even knows what side they're on.
Dude, the beer toss just reminded me of McConaughey's Instagram yesterday.
Didn't see it.
Just impossibly cool.
What do you do?
It's an old video of him and Brad Pitt at Mardi Gras. And
Imagine that. Holy shit.
they're not together. They're both
Two-man
in their
wrecking crew.
houses. But they're like on Bourbon Street, and they're like, you can tell that they're just kind of partying up there.
Yeah.
And they're throwing a football back and forth. And then Pitt just goes like, he's like, "I'll
There's
get
a
you."
beer?
You can't hear like any voices.
Yeah.
He's like, "I'll get you a beer. I'll get you a beer." And he comes out and just throws McConaughey a beer, and McConaughey throws the ball back to him. And it was just like, it is.
Is this recently or no?
No, it can't be. I mean, I guess like they don't look
Well,
super
it's certainly
young.
not. Obviously not like this year or anything, but I mean, these 2 guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
you
get-
want a
I'll get
bear?
you
You
a
want a
beer.
bear? Yeah, I'm about a bear.
Shoddy camera work, but
Yeah, it's tough.
it is
That's tough.
just like seeing those fucking 2 chilling, being like, "Yeah, I'll throw you a beer over there."
What a life. Okay. My second pick. I'm gonna go with the other R word.
A rapist.
No, the other R word.
Oh.
That wouldn't be a great roommate.
Oh my god. So this one won't have a graphic.
Well, if I could just snake draft it for my third pick, the other R word. I'm gonna go with the 3 R words. You're up.
Okay. I'll take it down a notch. Someone who doesn't do their dishes.
I was gonna say like someone who's messy.
No, if I could be more specific about that too, or as someone who didn't always do their dishes, I do my dishes now pretty often. But a roommate who will take your dirty dishes and put them in your bed.
Ooh,
which is like a regular thing.
I think
feel
that's like, well, I think that's like a movie thing that like you don't do in real life. Like, I guess if you're friends, or I could see like a girlfriend doing that to a boyfriend sort of thing, like a parent doing that to a kid to teach a lesson. Like you throw the dishes in a 65-year-old man Colombian bed, like he might fucking shoot you. He might go Philadelphia snow shovel on you and be like, you should have fucking left the dishes in the sink. You know? That's what I mean. That's where the roommate situation always gets a little precarious. I had a rule. I wrote it on the blog many years ago. If you are over the age, I think I said of 30, I might have been like, I'll give it to you like 35, maybe 40, because you can get down and out, whatever. But if you're like a grown adult and you are two platonic men living together,
you're gonna kill each other.
Someone's gonna get killed.
Yeah,
someone's gonna die. This will end in bloodshed.
See,
like,
that
it just
actually
always,
like
because I mean, once a year we'd blog like he ate the leftover pork chops,
right.
and it's like, so I chopped his head off and put it in the freezer. It's like, what? And then you read into it. It's like, well, Donnie was like 45 and like Alexander was a 42-year-old. They were platonic roommates. Like, well, no. Of course they're dead. So but
I also see the other side of it where it's just like we're two 50-year-old men.
We might as well just fucking. But I mean, at
we're
that
just
point,
riding out the storm here, aren't we, buddy?
But like, wouldn't you just downgrade to like a 1-bedroom and like just whatever you can afford? Let's say you're splitting the rent and it's $500 and $500. Like, then just go get like a shoebox for $500 and just not have a platonic roommate who's gonna murder you.
That would probably make the most sense. But sometimes when you're riding out the apocalypse, you like company.
True.
Like I think probably by 50 you can know like this. I botched this one.
Yeah. We'll get him next life.
Yeah, like I became a Buddhist and we'll handle it when I come back as a tiger.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm a sheepish man and I'd rather just have someone to watch TV with for the next 25 years until I die.
That's the other thing too. It's like you think you want to watch TV with someone, and then it's like I want to watch the Britney Spears doc, and you want to watch this and that. And then there's bloodshed.
Next thing you know, you're learning your roommate has a machete.
Right.
And you're learning
you don't have fingers
end.
anymore. Yeah. My fourth pick, I will go with let's say hypothetically one weekend, it's Labor Day weekend, and you hang out with your friends, and they introduce you to a buddy they went to school with, and you're hanging out on Labor Day, and it's a fucking blast, and this dude is like ripping beers, and you're talking to chicks at the bar, and he's funny, and everything's all good, and then you need a fourth roommate, and you're like, oh, how about that dude? Like, that we met that weekend, he's cool, and then he moves in with you, and it turns out that he dresses up in full cyclist outfits to go for like 100-mile bike rides, and he grills chicken on the George Foreman grill on top of the toilet, and that he goes to bed every night at like 7 p.m. and like picks fights with you if you're like making any noise past like 9 o'clock, and is cheap and splits like everything in the apartment like 4 ways. Like he would buy like a tube of toothpaste and split it 4 ways. And like, so you get charged like 63 cents. But then sometimes, since he did the finances, sometimes like all of a sudden I'd be paying like $1,400 a month and he'd be paying like $900 a month. And I'd be like, what the fuck's going on here? And then he would be grilling the chicken and having a problem with you anytime you like socialize at all. If there was someone like that, that would be my pick. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
I hate you, Mike.
Okay, I got another one. I think I'm getting the gist of the game, and we're just gonna do hypotheticals here. Hypothetically speaking, if you had a roommate who every day came home from work and had to masturbate to amateur MILF POV blowjob porn, and he did it for 2 hours, and it would take forever, and he'd come out and he'd grab a beer in the middle of it with just a boner, and and then he'd drink that like by the fridge like it was the middle of the night, and he was shoving his dick into the warm glow of the refrigerator, and he'd just kind of chug that beer right there while you were on the couch watching television, and then he'd just waddle back into his room, and then he'd finish masturbating, and then he'd come out. And you guys would watch Sons of Anarchy together because you guys like it. But he'd go to bed early because he's so tired from his 2-hour masturbation session that you were still really addicted to watching the TV show. So you'd stay up until 2 a.m. to watch the show. And then the next night, you'd be too scared to tell him that you stayed up too late and watch more. So you'd rewatch all of the shows you've already seen a mere 6 hours ago, you'd watch those again, and then he'd go back to bed, and then you'd fucking watch 6 more, and then
Repeat
this
the
cycle would continue for the rest of your fucking time living together, which is years, by the way. And
Hypothetically speaking.
And this is just hypothetical.
I knew the hypothetical Sons of Anarchy part. I didn't know the boner in the fridge. part.
No, yeah, you know this person.
Yeah, I was
quite
gonna
well.
say. I have a whole new.
You've gotten beers out of that fridge.
Yeah, I've gotten those dick beers before. Boy, it takes a special type of confidence to just walk around with a masturbation boner in your apartment. You know? Goodness gracious.
Is Nick gonna make the graphics?
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty clear we're going graphic free on this top 5.
That went out pick 3.
I mean, seeing the R word, the other R word, and the other R word would be a pretty funny graphic. I will go with. I'm trying to think through the rest of my hypothetical existence. There's one. Your wife. And that's it. Next up. Next up. We got voicemails.
Yeah, I got my
You
5,
your pick?
right?
All right.
I got my number 5. Okay. Hypothetically speaking, super Christian people. Because at some point, something might happen where someone who you don't even really give a shit about, but she's friends with another one of the roommates, and she has to get something that the Bible really frowns upon because she's not ready for a child. And then when they come home from that procedure, the super Christian person's going to take offense, and he's going to try and convince her that what she did is a very bad thing, and she's going to go to hell, and she's going to be there crying. And now you're going to have to fist fight someone because to defend the honor of a person who you don't even really like, but they're being a real fucking
Such an
asshole.
asshole, yeah.
And I have to fucking fight you.
I don't think it went well for that guy.
Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically speaking, did that guy go to sleep on his Bible? That I can't imagine that. went well.
Hypothetically speaking, that person went through a table.
Yo, how does the Bible? The Bible directly talks about abortions.
No, Bible. I have a Bible podcast now, so I know.
Go download confessions. You know, like there was like nobody was getting.
No, most of the words
No one was getting abortions back
aren't
then.
fucking words.
Yeah.
Like there's not words that existed. Like we learned today, in the most recent episode, which is coming out yesterday, that the word homosexual never appeared in the Bible until 1947. They never said there was anything about homosexuality
Until
or
they just
gayness.
didn't wanna do it,
It
yeah.
was just
Like we'll just slide that in there.
came over to America and we're like, gay people. No.
Yeah.
And then for some reason people just started believing it.
Yeah.
Like there's also people just like bend words what they mean. Like as Catholics, we were raised that Jesus is the only son.
Yeah.
But different Christian religions believe he had brothers.
multiple kids. Yeah.
And it is the which is a real tough break to be Jesus' brother.
I don't know. You know, I mean, that dude got fucking nailed to a cross. So,
Yeah, that's true.
you know, like, would you rather
those
be
first 30
Jesus or
years
would you
were tough
rather
for
be
you,
like
wherever he's gonna have
Jose?
attention.
You know, Jose Christ. It's just like, well, you know, I'm a farmer.
I think
and,
Bartholomew was one of them. I forget the other one.
Bart was probably chilling, man.
There was a Judas, not the same Judas.
Yeah,
but
different
there was a
Judas.
Yeah, Judas was probably
But
hanging.
in Catholicism, we recognize the word they use that the other Christian faiths translate as brother. We translate as like cousin. It's just like it just means like relative. It doesn't mean his actual blood brother.
I can't believe that anybody believes in religion.
It's wild, man.
No, it's crazy.
it's
Like
wild.
it's crazy that billions of people believe in religion.
Like,
Like straight up, if you believe in religion, you're a fucking idiot. Like these stories are so fucking dumb and so far fetched, and people just believe it.
dude, Samson. This is the story of Samson. We talked about in the last podcast. Whatever. He killed 1,000 people with the bone of a donkey.
Sure.
1,000 people. He was holed
Sure.
up in a cave. 1,000 Philistines came to attack him, and he killed 1,000 people. And his message afterwards to God was, "I'm quite thirsty."
I mean, you believe in this stuff.
He just wanted some water
You're,
afterwards.
you're one of the fucking R words. Goddamn idiots, you know? Fucking idiots. If you believe in religion, just absolutely kill yourself. But for real, because if you believe in religion, you're gonna go to heaven. So why don't you just fucking kill yourself?
Well, the Bible says you'll go
Yeah.
to hell because you desecrated the gift of life from the
Find a way
the
to
Lord and
get
Savior.
You know what you should do?
But it probably didn't say suicide. I bet that word didn't fucking exist.
Go shovel some snow onto someone's lawn in Philadelphia, and then it won't be your fault. Voicemails are brought to you by the Books. You gotta get the flowers. 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 It's not an option. Like you have to, Jackie. If you're dating someone and they don't get you flowers for Valentine's Day, what are you gonna do? Break up with them. I mean, that's just fucking how it goes. And it's not because they really care about the flowers. It's because, like fucking Jessica's boyfriend, Jason, got the flowers and you didn't get me any. And so now I look like shit and you make me look stupid and I hate you. And that's pretty much what happens. So if you don't want to get dumped, you got to get the flowers. Especially this year, everyone had a tough year, so get them some extra little something. You can get the jewelry to go along with it, the chocolates. You can get the little teddy bears, whatever, to go along with the roses. You can do the Quickie Book, which is one-click roses. That boom, there you go, a full seasonal bouquet of roses that's added right to your cart right away. If you want to pick your own, you can have beautifully styled bouquets, plants, gift bundles. You can pick a variety of flowers, do it all yourself. So you can either have them curated by them, curated by yourself, whether it's your mom, your grandma, your sister, your mother, your girlfriend, your brother, your roommate who believes in the Bible. Who knows? Everybody likes some flowers, and especially for Valentine's Day, you just got to have it happen. Books is going to have beautiful flowers, all delivered on time. So the business side is handled. The quality of roses and flowers is handled. All you got to do is use the promo code KFC. You get 25% off when you go to Books.com, BOUQS, like bouquets. Books.com/KFC, code KFC. Get 25% off and make the women in your life happy this week. Voicemails, let's go. All right, we're about to get into our voicemails here on KFC Radio, but if you're looking for more content from me, head over to the Kevin Clancy channel. New episodes out every Wednesday.
I'm listening to your show right now, and it was when you're talking about how Halsey has a really hot voice, and it reminded me of this time that this girl sent me she left me a voice message, and I showed it to my buddies, and all of them were like, "Bro, she's got a hot voice." So I guess my question is who's the hottest voice like there is, excluding Halsey, because you already said that was a good one, but like who's the hottest voice in your opinion? Thanks, love you guys.
Sarah Koenig, remember her? Remember we listened to Serial and I was like, I want to fuck this chick. And then I saw her and I was like, I don't want to fuck this chick. She had a great voice. Halsey really does have, do you think Halsey has a hot voice because she's hot and that's her voice? Or like, if she was not attractive but had that voice, would you be like, that's a hot voice?
Boy, it's hard to separate. That's kind of a chicken or the egg thing.
I think it's actually, though, that I know she's hot. Her voice is, because I think, like, if you have, like, a raspy, like, sultry voice, that, to me, is, like, stereotypically sexy. Her voice is just a very distinct, like, I know exactly, that's Halsey's voice, and I know Halsey's hot, so that voice is now hot.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's also, she kind of sounds like, what's her name? The chick from Paramore. She
yeah,
sounds
Haley Williams.
Haley Williams, yeah.
Who I also think is kind of hot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, big time.
But, I think there's more, like, usually, like, sexy voices, a little more, like, phone sex operator-ish, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think voices that sound like they beat me up are hot voices. Like I was gonna say, like Nicki Minaj
You
or
got
fucking
so
Cardi.
many voice. You got so many issues, bro.
Cardi B, Gilbert Gottfried. Let's see here. Fuck.
I think you like accents too.
Like Nicki Minaj when she goes rah! Like that. That's the sexiest voice to me.
I'm a motherfucking monster.
Yeah, I'm constantly walking through zoos hard.
This fucking
It's an
guy.
animal growl. Every time my life is threatened, I get an erection. It's a horrible problem.
Okay. You know who's got a
Before I have sex, I have to go run across the street, almost get hit by a car, and I come in with a stiffy.
Then I'm gonna fuck you, girl. Hang on, I almost died. Now you go. I'm gonna beat the pussy up. Like I feel like stereotypically, like when Marilyn Monroe sung happy birthday. People all call that sexy. You know
I
what
didn't
mean?
care for it.
Yeah.
That's probably just because Dave's done it. And it
Yeah,
kind of
ruined that.
Dave did it to
Ruined
Bill
that.
Belichick.
God, that was disgusting.
I
I like, you know who has a hot voice is Stifler's mom. Doesn't she?
Oh yeah.
Doesn't she do that?
Oh,
like,
you know
sultry
my
thing?
my answer is Aubrey Plaza.
Mm.
And again, this is a chicken or the egg, or like because I'm so attracted to Aubrey Plaza.
Mhm.
Again, because it's life threatening. Like
She
might-
will fuck you up, man.
Yeah, she'd hurt me.
Whoever did the voice of Jessica Rabbit, she's hot.
Anyone who's smoked for at least 15 years.
Yeah, you kind of need that.
Like gravelly.
That rasp, yeah.
Anyone who like smoked or like maybe ate rocks for fun, something that would. I just said the word gravel and was like rocks. that's what my
Oh,
brain
you know who I
level
like?
is at.
Like Puerto Rican chicks. Like Puerto Rican chicks with like thick accents. Like there was this chick Alexis I grew up with, and she always like do that thing with her teeth. Do you want to get smacked? And I was like, yes, I do. I was in like 6th grade, and I was like, I don't know what I'm feeling, but I do want to get smacked right now. Jew want to get smacked? Jew does. Jew do. Jew smack me.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, there was this crew. It was like Alexis and Cynthia, and there was a third one. I can't remember her name. And they were just these badass Puerto Rican chicks who like they would either wear Jordans or like high top Reebok classics, had their hair like plastic. Oh, did you see Gorilla Glue Girl, John?
Oh yes.
I mean that girl. That girl had Gorilla Glue commenting on her TikTok, being like, "You got to wrap your head up like with this wrap, put like some oil in it, and let it sit for like a few hours. But like to be honest, since it's been like that for a month, like you're fucked."
So what does that mean? Like you're fucked? Like
I think they were like, I think her hair is just gonna like fall out.
oh my god,
That's colossally stupid to put industrial strength glue into your hair because you ran out of your hair product. Like some people were saying,
just don't have great hair that day.
Gorilla Snot is a hair product, and she had Gorilla Glue, and so maybe she mixed them up. I'm like, I don't know, man. If something says fucking Gorilla Glue on it, I don't think you should put it in your hair. Like, you can squirt some Elmer's in there because you ran out of gel.
Elmer's I could do. Yeah. Elmer. That's just what L.A. Looks was. It was just Elmer's in a blue bottle.
LA Looks. I had like the LA Looks, and it was the level 5, and it like held the fuck out of my hair, and it went all the way up to 10.
Oh really?
Remember there was like
I remember like
a scale on the bottom, like
Yeah.
0 to 10, and I was like, mine was like in the middle, and I was like, this is like crunchy hair. There's double this.
I had the crunchiest hair in the
Oh
world.
man, that gel phase was awful.
It was, dude. I had the fucking gel down
imagine
hair,
doing gel now.
flipped up
The
with
swoop.
the bleach hair.
You did the tips?
I
never did the
don't know
tips.
if I ever had like the paintbrush bleach, but I definitely had a lot of bleached hair. I bleached my hair.
Did
a
you?
lot.
That's the one thing I never did, and I kind of wish I did.
Oh, I bleached it. I bleached
I
it
think
blonde. I dyed it red. I did.
I think if you in our era, if you got frosted tips, you got a hand job. That was just cause and effect, you know?
Hypothetically, not everyone. Hashtag not all men.
God, you must have been terrible. You must have had no game. You had the frosted tips.
Bro, I had
and
frosted tips and a FUBU fucking jersey on, and I wasn't getting touched.
It's crazy that you didn't get a hand job or just beat the fuck up.
I sold my FUBU jersey. I wore it once. It was like, this
Yeah.
Was my
I
like,
drew
trying
the
to
line.
find out who I am.
Yeah.
Like, not a FUBU jersey.
FUBU
guy.
and Mecca, I never wore. Couldn't do that.
I did Jinko jeans.
Yeah, that's okay.
Or no,
The whites
Paco
can do
jeans.
that.
Not
Paco,
Jinko jeans.
Paco,
Paco
yeah,
jeans.
Paco's, you're getting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, FUBU was can't do that.
Nope. It was like a powder.
Remember
it was
they
it was
tried
like
to change it for you by us
Is that not what it was?
because it was for us by us.
Oh, I
And
see.
then they were like, well, let's let the white people buy it too. And the you just stand for you, and then the other you was us. Like, we're still going to get credit for it, but we want your money also.
Yeah.
Um,
buy shoes too.
what's
and
the
jerseys.
What's the question here?
Hottest voice. Wow. yeah, we go off sometimes.
So like I'm gonna go with who's like a hot Spanish chick. Maybe a little like Selma Hayek, maybe a little
Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz. I like that one a lot. I also feel like Sloane from Entourage has a hot voice.
Yeah. We're only
'Cause she's
naming
hot.
hot people, so I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
Adele in the mix.
But that's why, yeah. But I like
Adele's got
Sarah
hot voice.
Koenig had a good voice, but she's a podcaster.
Ugh,
But-
gross.
I mean, if you're a podcaster, you're gross. Next.
Hey, KFC, Feidelberg, Miami Hammy. So, hooked up with a girl recently. She said I had a pretty cock. Just wondering, where's this rank in compliments for a penis?
That's great.
I would say
A pretty cock.
top 5.
That's like top one.
Definitely not top.
I've been
2 or
told
3.
I have a.
Let me know what you guys think.
I was told that I've had a pretty penis, but not pretty cock. I think the C kind of because pretty penis sounds like emasculating.
I was just saying, a pretty
cock,
penis. I
like-
think it should come with like a tap.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
this is a pretty penis.
pretty penis sounds like
Look at this little guy.
That it sounds like what a dominatrix like embarrassing you would be like. Oh, look at your little pretty penis, and they like whap you in the fucking head with like a whip or something. But pretty cock I think is great.
Pretty cock is very good. Pretty penis sounds like a cartoon character's name.
What cartoons are you watching? That's my friend Pretty Penis.
This is pretty penis. I mean, it's an X-rated cartoon.
Yeah, clearly.
It's an ad on the side of Pornhub. It's like, you want to see the adventures of Pretty Penis? Pretty Penis sits in
See
the
it, like,
corner
grow.
while Giant Cock fucks his wife.
My older brother's giant cock. My younger brother's Pretty Penis.
Pretty Penis gets put in a cage in the corner.
I was told I once had the. I was told I had. They called it the PP. It was. She was saying that it's the perfect penis, but she was doing it in a very kind of condescending way. You know what I mean? Be like, it's perfect. Like not like it's perfect. Like, like it's perfect for me. Like it's like fuck. It's like how can you take a word like perfect and ruin it by attaching it to like penis? You have the perfect penis.
Using
the PP.
using it to refer to your penis as a 4-year-old refers to his urine.
Right, the
Oh,
PP.
this is my little PP.
I want my PP. It's like, oh fuck! I know you think you're helping me out here, but you're not. Yeah. Just call it the pretty cock.
I think the
The pretty cock sounds like the name of a gay bar. Maybe at the pretty cock.
like the flying cock.
Yeah, right. It's more flamboyant than the flying cock.
I would guess if I had to poll the people inside of the flying cock, I would say it's a homophobic.
Oh,
bar.
absolutely.
Rather than a
Nobody
gay bar.
at the flying cock is down with that.
There's far too much Patagonia in there to be a gay bar.
So what are the other? Was like,
I mean,
what-
I still think the king is I'm sore this morning.
yeah. I thought we added one to that recently. I remember saying like, remember when you say sore? What about this? But
and I'll tell you what, my old age.
No, there's one person leaving sore. It ain't her.
I don't get that anymore.
Yeah.
I get the boy. I'm fucking sore.
Yeah, I'm sore, meaning like I think I like tore my patella in my knee or something like that.
Mine's just like my abs, just laying there trying not to fucking have it spill over.
God, there's nothing worse than when you're like, and like, oh, my sides hurt and like my neck hurts. Like, what did I do? Oh, I fucked. Yeah, I had some sex.
Physically exerted myself for 7 minutes.
I was wearing Whoop the other day, thinking it was gonna like register. It didn't.
What?
Like I had some sex wearing my Whoop and like it just didn't. Like
Oh,
nothing,
see,
like,
mine
nothing
is the
happened.
opposite. I see embarrassing spikes
Yeah.
where it's just like
Do you have to like do like the start activity thing though?
I didn't on that one. I usually do, not
Yeah.
for sex, but like
Yeah, I feel like I need to do that because I was like, all right, let's check it out, and it was like, nah. Like your metal detector on your wrist didn't even know you were having sex, bro. Like, it's embarrassing.
It's like, dude, did you just jerk off real quick? I can tell we lost water weight, but your heart rate didn't even get up.
All right, last voicemail, and then we'll get into our interview with Jason Biggs. What do we got?
What up, KFC, Feits, Nick, Jackie, anyone else? I've been rewatching 11/22/63 with James Franco recently. And it got me
Rewatching?
thinking, got a quick would you rather. So if you had to be visited by one of these 3 people or things, what would you rather be visited by? An alien, a time traveler, or someone who actually has like seemingly real superhuman powers? For the sake of argument, they could be evil, they could be good, they could be looking for something, whatever you guys want for the sake of argument. Let me know what you think.
Time traveler from the future.
Time travel from the future.
Yeah, because that's the only like. Well, I don't know. I mean, I love aliens. I guess if I could be visited by an alien and like have some proof, that would be cool. I think the worst thing that would happen is like you prove the existence of aliens to yourself, but like that's it. You know what I mean? And like nobody else believes you. You see that girl on TikTok who fucked the alien?
No.
So this girl went viral. She's like, I fucked this alien. And she's like, I met this guy on like Hinge. He was like he lived like an hour away from me, but he like got to my apartment in 30 minutes, which was weird, but like whatever. I didn't think anything of it. Like, I don't know. And then she's like, whatever, we have sex. In the morning, I call him an Uber. I'm like, okay, queen. Calling him the Uber. Like, nice. The Uber like app all of a sudden says like, you know, person dropped off. And she was like, that's weird. Again, like he lives an hour away. And I guess she followed up with it. As I'm saying this, the story sounds fake. I mean, obviously it's fake. It's not fucking an alien. But as I'm like your fake story sounds fake.
Hang on. Now that I'm saying it out loud, that chick might not have fucking alien.
But the story goes like she followed up with Uber, and the Uber driver was like, oh yeah, like he didn't ask me to go. He told me to just drop him off like in this cornfield. Like I didn't go all the way back to the town that you put in. And then like that night there was like UFO sightings or something like that. And she's like, I fucked an alien. But obviously,
I actually like that because I hope the idea of aliens. I like the idea of aliens existing,
coming down and fucking us,
but not without like you got to wait for your cab. Like he got dropped off that morning and he just sat in a cornfield all night, being like, fucking
where's
boys
my ride?
The boys are running late. The sons of bitches. I told them to meet me here at 10 a.m. God damn it! I want a bacon, egg, and cheese.
So hungover.
Fucked a fucking human last night. I gotta get a shower, wash this stink off me.
That'd be funny if you get back to your, you know, your ship and it's like, oh, you fucked a human, dude. Like, you are down bad. You are down bad, man.
He gets the alien brunch where they just have a fucking, I don't know, human blood slushy, and he just like
she told me I had a pretty cock.
Did you hear what XZ5 did last night? Fuck a human, bro. Like I was like, no.
That would be if aliens came down. If I knew that aliens were looking to fuck, I think I'd be like relaxed about the whole thing. I'd be like, oh, they're just like us. Like I think you got to worry about if aliens aren't fucking, because that means they're like so evolved that they're like, well, we're here for like eradication. We're here to like colonize. We're here to do. But if they're just here to get their dicks wet, then it's like, all right, you guys are just like us. You're gonna make bad decisions based on like your fucking penis. You know, whatever. We're all good.
You want to fuck our women? Fine.
Right, sure. Sure. There's plenty to go around.
I've seen Braveheart. It's only when they refuse do you get really mad. Not when the townspeople refused, not when the fucking women. Well, they did. Yeah, that went not great for them either. But I meant it, like the burning down of the towns.
Dark.
That's not what I meant. I meant
you did not tell that well. Then you did not explain that well. So I think, you know, if you see an alien, you see a ghost, and then like nobody believes you. But like if a time traveler came and was like, "Yo, like this team's gonna win the World Series. This is gonna happen. Like buy this stock." I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what the problem is? I wouldn't believe him. So wait, do I? I'm sorry, I forgot the question. Am I getting the power?
No, you're visited by.
Visited by, like, if some dude came up to me in the street today, was like, yo, I'm from the future, or came up to me yesterday, and some dude came to me, he's like, yo, I'm from the future. Tom Brady wins tonight. I'd be like, yeah, no fucking shit. You're not from the future, you idiot. We all know that. Even though a shocking amount of people didn't. But the, like, anything, they say Celtics win with Larry O'Brien this year. I'd be like, what? That's just a liar on the street.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you'd have to have like some reason to believe them, like the way they look or act or something like that, or like.
I think if they looked the part, I'd believe them less.
Yeah.
Like, why are you dressed up like an alien? Why are you dressed up like you're from the future? Fucking sketchy motherfucker.
I guess that's what the ultimate, like, you know, like Jesus was running around as a fucking carpenter, being like, "I am the Son of God."
Dude,
believed it.
That was like not a fight my father and I had, but a discussion when I was very young, like. Outside of fucking Fenway, there was a guy who was just like, "I'm Jesus," and like this is what's coming, and he would have a.
Why don't we believe that one?
And I was like, "Dad,
yeah,
that's Jesus." He's like, "That's not Jesus." And I was like, "Well, why not?" And he's like, "It's just not." I'm like, "But he says he is."
Yeah. God, kids are so annoying. It's like, John, that man is addicted to heroin.
Yeah.
Like, he's addicted to smack. He's a bad person.
And I'll be honest, we had that fight the entire game, and
my dad never invited me to another ball game again.
And I did not leave fulfilled. And 25, 30 years later, whatever it is, I still haven't gotten a good answer.
No. Because there's not a
What if God was one of us? Just a stranger on the bus. Just a slob like all of us.
I hate you so much. I'm so happy that's the end of the episode. I'm so happy we're going to go right into Jason Biggs now. God. Just the worst. The worst. Jason Biggs is on the show. Mercifully, John and I are done here. Jason Biggs is brought to you by Upstart. You know the one credit card that you just don't look at the balance because it's like, well, if it didn't happen, if I don't look at it, it never happened.
Yeah, well, no, because I lost my credit card. Went to CVS to buy. I didn't even know what I went to buy. I forget what I went to buy. Left my credit card there.
So someone has taken that credit card and they're running up all sorts of bills, and you're going to have to pay for it, and you're going to need someone like Upstart to help you finally pay off all that debt. You never know what life's going to throw at you, whether it's, unexpected expenses or tragedy strikes, or you leave your credit card at CVS and someone uses it to buy thousands of dollars worth of stuff. And then after you run up a lot of unexpected expenses, it's hard to manage that debt. And so that's where Upstart comes in to help you out with that. If you have multiple credit cards, you're tracking multiple balances, you have multiple due dates, you have different website passwords and logins, and that's the worst. I hate passwords.
It's the stupidest thing in the world.
You never worked a job where you had a work computer with the passwords. That's the craziest. Where like every 3 months they make you change your password.
Yeah, no, I mean,
like,
well, at GNC at the point of sale, we did.
Well, yeah. that GNC gets referenced so much.
It's crazy.
So the only other thing you got, right? Yeah.
Literally all I have.
Upstart makes it all easy with one monthly payment in one place so that you'll pay off all your debt online, whether it's credit cards or high interest rate debt or personal expenses. Over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get a simple, fixed monthly payment. They find smarter rates with trusted partners because they assess more than just your credit score. They do a little 5-minute online rate check, and you can get your rate upfront for loans anywhere from $1,000 to $50,000. You can get approved in the same day and receive the funds as fast as one business day. So if you need a lot of money and you need it fast, Upstart can get you going. If the debt is taking over your life, it's time for a fresh start with Upstart. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/KFC. That's upstart.com/KFC. Make sure you use that URL so that they know that we sent you. We get credit for it, and you fix your credit. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/KFC. Jason Biggs, let's talk to him. How you been, man? It's been a little while since we talked. I think the world was still a good place when we last talked, and now it's not.
Well, it sucked. It sucks for real.
Yeah, that's true. It was always a bad place. Now
it was always terrible.
Yeah.
Happy post Super Bowl.
I was gonna say, yeah. So you're an East Coast guy, right? Jersey?
Yeah. I'm in the city, but yeah, I'm from Jersey.
Are you a Jets or Giants fan?
Giants.
So you probably don't have much hate for Brady and the Patriots and now the Bucks because you got yours, right?
We got ours.
Yeah.
We got ours twice. So it's a little like, yeah, I'm impressed, man. It's come on. You can hate on him all you want.
No, you can't.
You can't. Not anymore.
You can't.
You shouldn't. I mean, it's if you and I'm a Jets fan, so I hated him more than anything. And I used to. There was a time where I could make many years ago. There was some arguments and some critiques to be had, and then it reached a point where you just can't. And then it reached a point where you absolutely cannot. And then there's another point, and we are now at the point. I think if you try to discredit anything he does, you are a dumb motherfucker. You are a stupid and ignorant person.
I mean, he has more Super Bowls than any other franchise. He's the winningest franchise in NFL history. He's won
crazy.
7.
It's appalling.
The Pats and Steelers have 6, and then the.
But God, I mean, I feel like if to be a Giants fan is such a fun spot to be, where it's like.
We will always be able to say, no matter he can win 10 more of these things, but we'll always be able to say, we got 2 on you, bro.
And because the weirdest thing is, the first one obviously was when he had the greatest team of all time and somehow couldn't get it done, and that stings for Brady. And then
he was 16-0, right?
Right. I mean, and then the second one was supposed to be like redemption for him, and he couldn't get it. So it's not like Tom Brady loses sleep at night. But if you ask him, if there's one little thing you could change to make it like truly perfect, what would it be? I'm sure it's those Super Bowls.
I guess probably
right?
yes.
I mean,
as a
nothing
fan,
else wrong in his life.
It's like I would want to win those. I think Eli Manning actually had an interview recently where he's talking.
You probably want a hotter wife too. If you could do it all over again, if you could really do it all over again.
I feel like Giselle is probably like. I bet you Giselle deep down hates that he keeps winning Super Bowls. Like, fuck, he's never gonna stop. He's never gonna retire, right? Like, she's probably like, I just need him to go like 7-9 one year, and then he'll maybe call it quits.
She's gonna start poisoning him with like tomatoes in his food. Like his body won't be able to handle this at all. He hasn't had one of these in 7 years.
That's amazing. About the haters, it's funny. I feel like when the Deflategate happened, it gave the haters something tangible for a minute, like something that they were like, see, you see what I'm talking about? This guy, crock of shit. And then he took, I mean, that seems like a century ago, first of all. He was like, oh, I'll see your Deflategate and I'll raise you four more.
Four. I mean, 4. How many guys have 4?
He has
Montana?
more Super Bowl MVPs than anyone has Super Bowls.
Wow.
Any quarterback has Super Bowls. There might be someone in,
It is
an
astounding.
offensive lineman who popped around. I forget. But last night though was a perfect thing on social media. So like sports arguing has gotten so out of hand where it's just like, and I admit I'm a part of the problem. I will just say whatever makes my argument look better. Of
course.
But like last night I was like, he's
That's
the
life,
greatest
brother.
of all time. And people were like, well, like I don't know, like his defense really won this one, which I don't agree with. But then I had like arguing with Giants fans because they're like Brady, because some people are like Brady didn't beat Mahomes, the Bucks D beat Mahomes, and like and Brady also couldn't beat Manning. And like, well, Brady got beat by the Giants D if we want to go by that argument.
Yeah.
And everyone just screams at each other until we all piss our pants and fall asleep.
Yeah.
And that's
incidentally the last one, JPP on the last Giants team that beat him, and now. He had a great game last night for the Bucks, I thought.
It's crazy that JPP is out there just, running around with a claw, with a club hand, and still like an effective, good player again. It's nuts.
He was at the height of his shit, right? And then I read about that, and I was like, oh, that's it. I mean,
right.
That's it.
I mean,
done.
and that thing, he had it like, it was bad.
It is narky.
Is there anything more like symbolic of football than the fact that it's like if you need any more proof positive that these guys are just like true gladiator animals thrown in the ring. It's like, well, I don't have a hand anymore, but fuck it, I can still play this game.
Dude, I think of it with like, I think it's one of the Chiefs D linemen in the AFC Championship had his cast on, and he just had it like this a huge club. They turned it into like basically a mace attached to your hand.
Weapon.
Yeah.
And I remember back in the day, there was a Patriots lineman who, and there were like tons of linemen who have done this, who like broke their hand, and they were like, no, just leave that on for the rest of the year. So I can like I'll be inconvenienced except for 2 hours on Sundays
Where I have
because this
the
is
upper
that
hand.
valuable of a weapon to use.
Yep.
Animals. Did you grow up playing sports?
Yeah, a little bit. I grew up. I played in Jersey. I played football and I wrestled for until, which is a great sport.
What until what age?
Until 8th grade, and then. So I was also a kid actor, so it was just weird.
Yeah, that's a very I would not have guessed.
I'd like miss football practice to go like on a Cheerios audition. I mean, it was very.
I can see. I feel like it would be more like if you're a child actor, you also maybe play like tennis or something like that.
Yeah,
not
totally.
Wrestling and football though. That's an
well, it's
interesting...
funny you say that, Kevin, because then when I got to high school and I realized that I couldn't really hang in a football locker room after I had just done a random voiceover commercial for Fisher Price, that I actually started playing tennis.
There you go. That's it. Go work on your backhand.
Ended up becoming, by the way, my favorite sport to play and watch now. I'm sort of obsessed with tennis. Yeah, the Australian started last night. I was trying to go to bed and then I ended up being up watching that. I just love it, man. But yeah, I tried and I was also puny too. So I wasn't. I mean, I was like, how they do for the kids grades for younger junior football, they do like two grades at a time. So when I was when I was in 3rd grade playing on the 3rd and 4th grade team, I didn't do shit. And then when I was in 4th grade, I finally got to do something. And then I'd go to the next team and 5th grade would suck. But then 6th grade, they'd put me in for a little bit. Yeah. But I was a better wrestler, I think, than I was a football player.
You got out before you got the weird ears. How long does it take to get the ears? Is that like a lifetime of getting, battered
so.
or are there like high school?
I never saw any, even the kids in high school that wrestled like for real, I don't remember seeing the cauliflower ear, but
it's a weird. I mean, that is
so weird.
It's a lifestyle more than it is a sport. When you're talking about cutting weight and the cauliflower ears and the fucking weird skin diseases you all get, and like,
oh my god,
wrestlers
I remember kids like spitting in bottles in the back during class. You know, because that would
like to get like your water weight out or some shit. Oh my
I mean, don't you just regenerate spit as soon as you spit it out? Like isn't that something that doesn't really?
Well, I also could. It's one thing when you are, you know, a UFC fighter or like an Olympic wrestler or something. And you got money and your profession on the line, and these guys probably like put themselves through hell for that one time they hop on the scale. It's a different thing when you are a 16-year-old sophomore in the back of chemistry class, being like, "Sorry, teach, I gotta make weight here." It's like, okay, relax.
wearing a hefty bag underneath your sweatshirt, trying to like sweat. Right. It's crazy.
I think I would leave a room like if a high school wrestler came in. Faster than I'd leave a room if like an armed gunman came in.
I want no part of that.
If someone just came in, it's like I was into wrestling in high school. Like I gotta get. There's no way. No. This is gonna get ugly in here. He's gonna choke someone out because they're gonna question his masculinity, and he's gonna be like, "Bitch, I used to drop 10 pounds on a Tuesday."
It's one that I feel like you also. What can you really do? Like, let's say you're great at it. I guess maybe the Olympics is in your future. I guess nowadays you could pursue perhaps some UFC type shit, but otherwise,
now it makes more sense than ever because of UFC. Back in the day when you were wrestling in the 80s, you're like, okay, scholarship to Penn State, awesome, and then what? Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what the end game is there, except you got fucked up ears and you're like you're like manorexic for the rest of your life.
Yep.
But you got to kiss a few guys though.
That's true. Yeah. You're right. You got to cup a number of sets of balls. You had balls in your face for a large portion of your adolescence, which is illegal in most states, but
speaking of, you were involved. Well, I guess not speaking of that directly.
Speaking of balls in your face, Jason, I read a story, Jason, that you liked.
But you were involved in the Two Bears One Cave porn table read, if you will. What exactly was that? I know I was listening to Tom and Bert set the scene when they first were talking about it. Those guys, I mean, that's a great idea, and they were so excited about it. Like, ooh, let's direct each other's porns. Ooh, let's do it. And then how do you come to be involved in that? You lucky son of a bitch.
I tell you what, I mean, it was super, obviously it's random, but, I don't really know Tom. I know Bert, done his podcast in the past. Actually, we have like a family connection to his sister. Anyway, I've talked to him, known him for a while, obviously hilarious, great dude. And, I don't even think he had my number. And then he reached out on Instagram, like before the holidays, I think. And, literally was with no preface, no context, was just like, hey man, I'm trying to do a reading of my porn that I wrote. Would you be down to do the actually at the time it was the stage directions. And I was like, I wrote
like the blocking and shit.
Yeah, like reading and then she puts her, she puts her boobs over his face and and then, cut to, he's naked. So I was going to read that shit. And, I just literally wrote back. I was like, this is maybe the best Instagram direct message I've gotten. I have no fucking clue what it means, but I'm in. Yeah, sure. I'm in. And so he set a date and it was, Zoom, of course. And then when I got there, he's like, Biggs, listen, so little change of plans. Can you I want you to play Bert, me. Can you play Bert instead of the stage directions? And I laughed. I was like, that's very funny. Okay, cool. Totally. I just thought he was fucking around. And because other people laughed too. So I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, so about this, I had a question. I was like, so about this one stage direction, should I say this or as well? And he's like, no. I don't want you to do, I'll do that. Can you do Bert? Can you play me? And I was like, yeah, of course, if you're serious. And of course, there was like, I don't know if you guys saw it, but there there was a big orgasm in the end. And look, if anyone can do a cinematic orgasm for comedy,
that's your boy.
Come on, I'm your boy. I'm your boy. So Bert's no dummy. But yeah, I hadn't even. Did I read it before? No, I did. I've read it. He sent it to me. I read it beforehand. I was like, this is insane and hilarious. And I'm in. I didn't know that Nikki was going to do it. Nikki Glazer hopped on. I mean, it was rad. Yeah, and his wife. It was great.
I mean, when Leanne gets involved.
Leanne, yes.
Do you think that you've had the most famous the most famous on-screen? I guess it would be who was it? Meg Ryan and
Meg Ryan. Yeah.
I feel like that probably takes the cake. But outside of porn, do you think you had where do you think you rank on best, most memorable orgasm in film history?
I feel like there's been a Thrillist list of that. No,
I'm sure BuzzFeed.
I'm sure there is already, right?
37 times your favorite actors were coming on screen.
Tell us what you had for breakfast, and we'll tell you what orgasm you actually are.
Yeah, you're a Pisces. You come like Jason Biggs.
Yeah.
No,
but I mean, we could actually look that up. I mean, look, it's got to be up there, right?
I would say, just off the top of my head, the three that popped to mind was When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller with the hair.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Something about Mary.
For sure. Something about Mary. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then my double my double
you got two in there, yeah.
Yeah, I got two just for shits and giggles, you know. Why not?
That actually, I kind of remember. I think you showed me the light on that one, Jason. I don't think I knew it was possible to fire off another one at that point.
Really?
I mean, I was pretty young.
I definitely didn't know.
Yeah.
By the way, still don't know. I just thought that was totally. I thought that was completely. There's no way. I've never been able to do that. I don't know about you guys.
You know what it is? Is you gotta get through the 20 seconds after.
Yeah,
because that's when you get the the whole meme when you nut and she keeps sucking. That 20 seconds is tough and it's uncomfortable. But if you can get past that, then it's just you're fucking again. Give it a try, Jason. It's
I will. Does it have to be with my wife or
no? It could be with anybody.
Could be with Bert. Whoever you want.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Yeah, I would imagine coming twice when you've. Coming to your wife, that's pretty lame. That's tough.
Who does that? I mean, some guys do. Not me.
Couldn't be me, man.
I respect my wife too much. Have you talked? Do you stay in touch with Eugene Levy? He's obviously just gone off the fucking rails now.
Off the rails. Yeah, I do. He's the best. I mean, you can imagine he is what you'd think. Have you had him on? Have you talked to him?
We were supposed to have Dan on 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
I think
it fell through.
I think sometimes the Barstool rep, I think sometimes gets in the way, and I'm like,
maybe we'll come on to. We could do it together maybe one day. Maybe I could talk him into doing it.
Forever indebted if you could make that happen. We're huge fans.
He's ledge. He's literally he's like a second dad. I mean, I adore that man. He's taught me a ton. I keep in touch. He came when he's in the city. He'll come by. He lives out in LA. Mm-hmm. And Dan, Dan was in high school when we did American Pie. I mean, I've known him since. I mean, I wasn't much older, but still, I've known him forever. That whole family, the best, Sarah and the mom. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that just, I honestly, I could not be happier for them. It's just the nicest family and so talented. And to see Eugene, getting nominated for Golden Globes and winning Emmys.
It feels like he not only, I mean, Schitt's Creek deserves it all standalone, but it almost feels like a lifetime achievement award or a makeup call from the past or whatever, where it's oh yeah, this guy is a fucking legend who has done it all and deserves a lot more respect than he's finally getting. I love it. I
would have given him awards for Armed and Dangerous for wearing those assless chaps, to be perfectly honest. But honestly, the guy's the best. And Dan too. I mean, so I joke that I'm a little jealous to see him doing all this stuff now with his real son. I'm like,
what about me?
Yeah. What about me? I mean, I know we have a huge franchise together, so I don't want to sound ungrateful, but it is weird to see my dad up there now doing this other show with his real son.
Right.
And getting all these accolades, but every single one of them are deserved, and it's just the best.
I'm just telling you right now, Jason, I'm thinking of the clickbait when we put this clip out. It's going to be Jason Biggs has daddy issues with Eugene Levy. Write that down, Nick. That's what we're doing.
I think of all the nice things you can say about them, I stayed up to watch, not stayed up, but I made it a point to watch the SNL this week, just because I knew Dan was hosting. I had a feeling Eugene would probably pop on, which he did.
I knew you. Yeah, I admission I have it DVR'd. I have to watch it, but well, he was brilliant, right?
He's great. Yeah, I mean, they're great. I don't know if there's ever been a more immediately beloved, like universally loved actor than Dan. Like once you started watching Schitt's Creek, and it took a few episodes, which you can say about any fucking show because you need to get invested in characters. That's how it works. You're like now everyone will watch for 20 minutes and be like, I don't know, it didn't grab me. Like, because you don't care about the characters yet. Just watch for at least like 6 episodes and you'll love it. But as soon as you started watching that, they're like, oh, Dan's the best.
Yep. And by the way, Eugene, already the most likable face in film and TV. You can't.
But now he's hot too, which isn't fair.
I know, dude. I want to age like him. He's got like the cool glasses and the whole thing. I know, it's incredible.
You know how
fucking daddy now. He's not your father. He's your daddy.
He's daddy.
He's so fucking funny, accomplished, slick, and like debonair that his goddamn gigantic eyebrows even become hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he made he made big fat eyebrows fucking cool.
He's like on best dressed list and shit. I mean, Dan obviously has become a fashion icon, but even Eugene is just like, debonair. Like you said, he's just like the
Rico
coolest.
Suave over here.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. But I just love them. I'm stoked for them.
And so now you got Cherries Wild is the new gig where
it's not Schitt's Creek, is it? But
nothing is though, brother.
Like, damn it, Schitt's Creek. But I got Cherries Wild, which is a game show. It's I gotta tell you, I'm super into the new. I feel like we're in a golden age of game shows.
Agreed.
I grew up. I feel like it was another kind of, we're about the same age, right? I think maybe you're a little younger, but I remember as a kid, like staying home sick, quote unquote sick, and watching Price is Right, Let's Make a Deal, all the daytime game shows. And then there were some dope ones at night too. But all of a sudden these last few years, it's crushing. And so you've got the revivals or the remakes of the shows, the famous shows, the match games and stuff. But then you've got some original ideas that are coming on that are so cool. And when I was told about this, Cherries Wild, I was like, oh, we haven't seen that on television, have we? No, we haven't. And it's just super fun and easy. It's 2 rounds of pop culture trivia. A team of 2 comes on, 2 contestants. We play pop culture trivia, and they get a shot to win spins on this giant slot machine. And if they get 5 cherries, they can win $250,000.
Up 250 in one ep?
Up to 250 and up. Yeah. I mean, you could walk away with 100, 150. I mean, we gave away real money. And it was super cool. I mean, it's from Pepsi and Fox. It's like a collaboration. Their Pepsi Wild Cherry brand, integration is the name of the game now. Yep. But it made it super, it's like visually just wild and fun. And there's like this Pepsi app, the Wild Cherry app that you can download. So you can play the game at home. And if you're matching the slots to the slots on the show, you can win like the same prizes. It's pretty fun. So I don't know. It's just different than the other ones. And for me to host, it was something I've kind of always wanted to do. So
Dude.
Fox.
Let me tell you. So we did this past week. We did our own little game show here at Barstool. We called it Surviving Barstool, where we perhaps took the framework of a other show where you have to survive. But I got to do the hosting.
I know what you're talking about, Big Brother. Big Brother. I got it. I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
But it started out as just like we're sponsored by this vodka company in New Amsterdam, and I just thought it was gonna be like, we got to do a video for work, and all of a sudden it became like a real game show, and the people here were taking it seriously, $10,000 on the line, backstabbing, and all this shit, and hosting it, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like even getting a fuck 1/1,000,000th of hosting like a real show on Fox like yourself. I was like, oh, if I could do this for the rest of my life, I would drop everything else to just be able to host these kind of things. It's because I think because like you said, you grow up on it, on whatever shows, and then to maybe like eventually get the chance to be in one is like a dream come true.
Well, and you also realize that it actually, when you're in the flow and you're actually, if you're able to do it, it is its own kind of special skill set, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
it's not
Like
easy, yeah.
it's definitely not acting, but then there's components of like improvisation with the contestants and stuff. But you also have to. It's like you're kind of a conductor. You've got to choreograph the gameplay, and you got to tell the audience at home, and you've got to throw the commercial naturally, and you've got to deal with the contestants, and you got to make jokes, but make them look likable, and don't be an ass. And it's just like it's really a lot of stuff happening.
For sure.
And when you're kind of in that zone, it's super, super fun. And people, obviously you hear like hosts say like, this is the greatest gig ever. I mean, if you think about these guys that have been doing it forever and they do, 17 episodes in one day and they have, 11 and a half months off and they make, 40 million a year. It's like, oh, okay. Got it. Sounds like a good gig, but is it fun? And it's like, oh yeah, no, it's fun.
It's amazing.
I'd have a hard time doing like the 14 episodes in a day, like a Steve Harvey, like I got to meet the fucking Whitfields now and pretend I give a shit about this stupid family. Like you goddamn right. It's
says,
Oh, they're gonna say penis because I asked a question that makes them say penis. And I'm gonna pretend to have a heart attack about it. Like it'd be like 40 million a year to do this for sure.
I mean.
100%.
Totally. But there is a high you get out of it, right, Kevin? I mean, you definitely like when you're laying the groundwork and you're dealing with all the different elements. It's it's super fun. I kind of always knew that I would like it. I've always harbored the desire and a little bit of a dream to host, but who knows? I mean, who knows?
Last week was like the most invigorated I've seen Kevin.
Yeah.
And I don't like using that word with him.
It was so new. Yeah.
Kevin was having like a blast. He was
Yeah.
having a very, very fun time.
Because I do think there is an element of like, childhood, like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm on the other side of it. It also feels a little bit like a stand-up comedian doing like crowd work, because it's like you're not doing like jokes, but you're, like you said, a little bit of improv. And what's your like style, if you will? Because when I was doing it, I was like, I'm not naturally the guy who's gonna be like, welcome back, it's another episode, like, yeah, get excited. But you do kind of need to bring like the energy. So I was like, sometimes I got a couple criticisms of people being like, oh, you didn't have enough energy. But I was like, well, that's just me being normal. So I don't know. It's a fine line. Did you like think about that, or did you just be yourself and you just let it rip?
I constantly thought about that. It's such a good question. I was constantly thinking about that because I'd be like, I knew there was like there's a cadence, right?
Yes.
There's a rhythm and obviously an energy. I mean, this is a big show. It's not like, it's not like, I don't know. That's
like an internet company who stole a show and did it for a week.
Well, no, I don't want to compare. I'm not comparing. I'm just thinking even other shows on TV that are a little bit more intimate, like a Match Game where Alec is going and talking right up in their face and you're kind of like, and you can kind of take your time. This is a half-hour show that flies. It's like, literally, this slot machine is 30 feet tall. There's crazy bells and whistles and lighting and audience, and it's dope. It's super fun. So I'm thinking I have naturally just the energy because you're around all this stuff, and I'm doing it. And then they'd be like, Jason, that was great. I love it all. They'd be in my ear. They're like, we just do one more, a little bit more energy. And I'm like, more. Okay, yeah, I'm happy to, but don't I sound kind of like ridiculous, or is it okay? And but as I kept going, I think then when I got home, and I'm like in my house, my wife's like, why are you talking so weird? Why are you like, why is everything like an introduction?
What's for dinner, honey?
What's for dinner? Oh, over in this pot, we've got pasta.
At one point,
changing my kid's diaper. I'm like, oh, it's a shit.
No.
Here we go.
What's going to be behind these huggies today? At one point, somebody, because I was just kind of being like my dry, like asshole self, and somebody was like, it's a mix almost between like Jeff Probst on Survivor and that girl from The Weakest Link, and I was like, yeah, let's go with that. Yeah. It was me just being like an asshole, but
it's me being tired at 7 p.m.
Right, we'll go with that.
But you can't help it. We've watched these shows our whole life. There's like a thing. They make them that way, and they want, and it works for whatever reason. That's how, audiences get into it. And it was cool, man. I'm just psyched that Fox gave me a shot. It's literally like I told them I was doing this sitcom when I saw you guys last year. I was doing this sitcom for them, and I told them, I was like, I know you guys are getting kind of big into the game show world right now. You've got a lot of stuff in development. Think about me. I mean, it'd be nice. And they it came through, which is very un-Hollywood.
Yeah, really. That's like not usually how the story goes, but I'm happy to hear that. What if you had gun to your head, your life's on the line, and you have to win a game show to save your life? What game show would you pick? Or what like activity, if you want to even get more, more specific?
Yeah, definitely not activity. I ain't winning Wipeout. I'll tell you that. I'm no Ninja Warrior. But, oh man, I feel like Millionaire.
Yeah, you think?
I feel
to
like
get that million, man. That
I feel like I could get kind of far on Millionaire, but I don't know. I mean, they still have the like lifeline and all that, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
for sure.
I feel like I can get deep. I feel like I can get deep on Millionaire.
Have you played along and ever gotten, the answer on like the 250, 500, $1 million questions?
I don't think I've ever gotten the 1 million, but I've gotten the like one right before.
That's pretty impressive because that's usually hard as shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, maybe I could do this. But I say that now. Easy for me to say right here on a Zoom, like I could win Millionaire. Obviously, I'll never forget. I told a buddy of mine was dating Karina Smirnoff years ago from Dancing with the Stars. Okay. She was one of the dancers, and we were hanging out, and I literally was like, oh, I could win that show.
Dancing with the Stars?
I was like, I'd win Dancing with the Stars. I'd win that.
That actually doesn't sound too For some reason, I was more like surprised to hear you say Millionaire than I am to hear you say that. I could see you wiggling them hips.
Well, and look, so anyway, long story short, next thing you know, ABC's calling and they're like, hey, heard you might want to be on Dancing with the Stars. And as soon as like it became a reality, I was like, oh, no way. No. Fuck that. I'm
so
not
hard.
Dude, first of all, I'll dislocate every bone in my body in the first episode. I'm a disaster. I'm an old man. I can dance like with my kids when we do a dance party or, like.
Yeah, you saying that.
By the way, funny that I used that reference. The other reference that was in my head was dance like with a girl at a club. And instead I went with dance with my kids at like a dance party in my living room. What is happening?
That's more reasonable though. If you were like, I can dance with these bitches in the club. All right, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at it here. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like around 10 people ever have won the million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
It's not a lot.
And one of them was a plant. That
first guy was totally
the first guy who used the call.
But here's the thing with Millionaire, though, you can also tap out, can't you? Can't you?
Yes.
So that's why I feel like if gun to head and I needed the dough and I had to play a game show to get some fast cash, I feel like I can get enough real money. I don't think I can get to the million. But
in general, would you be the type? I mean, you're probably pretty comfortable now, probably still cashing American Pie checks. But if let's say you got to the 250 and it's like you got to walk away or roll the dice, or what type of guy are you? You're more like the risk, let it fly, or just take that cash?
Depends on how easy the 250 was. If the 250 was like, that's easy, boom, and I got it, I'd probably be cocky enough to go on. But if it was like, oh man, holy shit, I can't believe I got that right, 250, I'd be Splitsville. I'd be like, later. Oh, that's real. That's real dough, man.
Yeah, that's some life-changing shit.
Yeah, listen, I am rich as fuck, but that is still some real money that I would happily take. I'm being siphoned of all my cash, obviously, every single day with 2 kids and my wife.
No, it's absolutely impossible to have money. It's like you have to make, especially, man, like living in New York is bananas, where it's like, what neighborhood are you in, roughly? Obviously, don't give any addresses.
Downtown.
Yeah, I mean, it's
downtown.
I guess right now, what do you think? Are you one of these like New York's dead, sucks, or are you riding it out here?
Riding it out. Yeah. I mean, we've been able to get out a little bit, but yeah. I mean,
you never had the itch to live in LA, to like relocate.
I did live in LA.
Well,
that was the problem. No, I lived there. I did it, and I loved it for a while. I loved it when I first moved out. I was 19. Went from my parents' house to my own apartment on a TV show in LA. So LA for me was awesome. That's, I was on I hit American Pie hit a year after moving there. Like,
that's what's crazy. You never really did the like grind it out. Like you were
I didn't, not in LA.
Right.
And so
I'm
for
sure
me,
people
LA
hate
was.
him for that.
I'm sure.
This fucking kid, he just comes in, he fucks a pie, and now he's rich. Fuck.
You want to know what's the craziest thing to like kind of partly bookend this? Brady was winning Super Bowls then.
Yeah.
Like Brady was dating Tara Reid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit.
Dude.
Yes, according to my Wikipedia page, I dated Tara Reid and Tom Brady.
Man, that is so you go out to LA right away.
So I go out to
you
LA.
get American Pie.
Yeah, and life was good, man. Of course. I mean, it was.
Is that one of those situations where did you make a lot of money off that, or was it like you
Not the
kind of
first
get
one.
exploited? Yeah, but then
Not
2
the
and 3.
I mean, the first one, there's SAG minimums and stuff. I made enough money. If I was waiting tables at the time, it would have been like, oh, okay, I can chill on that for a minute and kind of see what happens. I went out to LA with a little dough just from being a kid actor, so I had like a little safety net that I didn't have to do the grind, like a lot of other people, so I could wait it out a little. And then in that time, I got American Pie. So yeah, of course, people hate me, but the real money came after that. When the movie came out, and then
that's got to be big bucks. You get paid. You got a shit ton, didn't you? You got a shit ton.
You know what's
How much
weird?
you
I'll be honest.
What's your salary? How much did you get paid for American Pie 2? That's got to be 15
I'll tell you what I make.
Come on.
I can break it down to what I get paid per minute. And what I just got paid on this podcast, you will blow your mind. No, the truth is, dude, yes. Am I comfortable? Am I, do I have things and do I feel safe? Secure, yes, but I don't know you live in New York, dude, and you get skewed as to like what is a lot. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I need all the money I have. I'm like, we live in New York. My kid goes to a private school.
School, man.
Shit costs money, man.
The school
shit costs money.
The school hit me like a fucking Mack truck when I was like, wait a minute, I have to pay tuition already.
Yeah,
and my kids were 3 and 2, and I'm paying like 20 grand for them to go to fucking to get glorified babysitting. What the fuck?
To play with blocks, the most expensive. They're gold blocks, obviously, but solid gold.
Yeah,
I mean,
if they
right,
came home with a golden block, then maybe it would be worth it. Maybe you could cover the cost.
It's so true, man. And look, I'm a public school kid from Jersey, and even the idea of what we're doing is like kind of wild to me. But at the same time, it's like, why does a dog lick his balls, right? Like, hey, if I can do it, it's my kids.
It's the same reason I lick my balls, man.
Yeah, they taste good because they fucking taste good. That's why.
I love that we were talking about your kids. And talking licking balls. Man. I love it, dude. All right, man. Taking up enough of your time, so thank you. Cherries Wild is the new show on Fox, and you're right, we are kind of in this game show golden age revival, if you will. So, I mean, I can't get enough of any of them, so I'll be there watching, and I hope everyone else is too.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. It's an awesome show. I think you guys will like it. And by the way, big fans. And Kev, I love your 1 Minute Man, dude.
Thank you, bro.
I am obsessed. In fact, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I know you want to let me go.
No, we can go forever. Let's go.
So when you're riffing, man, is that how many takes have you? Do you do multiple takes? Do you kind of jump?
Yeah. No.
Fuck up your words.
Yeah, it depends on the topic. Like so right now, right before this, I did one on Britney Spears because I am a big Free Britney guy. And I just watched the new doc. That one, I ripped for like 4 or 5 minutes straight, like probably basically one take. But there's others where I'm like, I fuck it up and I redo it. In the beginning, I do them in the studio now, but in the beginning, it was just on my phone. And so, when I'm doing it alone, I'll always redo it. I got to get it perfect. I fuck that word up. But all in all, sometimes it'll take.
Are you writing it down? Are you writing anything down ahead of time? You're just doing it.
That's all off the top. But I've been blogging. These are basically just like blogs spoken. You know what I mean? So, and I did that. I wrote tens of thousands of blogs over the years. So it is kind of one of those like 10,000 hours type of things. But yeah, it's just all off the top. And, yeah, I mean it's a funny thing. Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
I love it, man. I love the one you did the other day with the Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah. Oh man, the youths were not happy with me on that one for joking that Lil Uzi and Lil Yachty were the same guy. People were ready to fucking burn my house down.
Really?
Oh my God, Rhea, all the young kids here. Were, how dare you say that Lil Uzi and Lil Yachty are the same? I was like, listen, I got news for you. Anyone over 30 agrees with me.
Like
we don't fucking know.
Lils, there's a couple Lils, but there's.
I said in my house.
I think Wayne was my last Lil.
My house is. I will recognize Lil Wayne, Lil Kim,
Yep.
Lil Dicky, I'll throw in there. There was a fourth one. And then Lil Bow Wow. I threw Lil Bow Wow.
Lil John.
Lil John was the other one. Yeah, there's a few
Lil
Lils.
Jon, of course.
I gotta respect the Lils, but the rest of them kick rocks.
Honestly, man, it's where I get like a chunk of my I've learned about the whole thing with it from you.
That's what I try to do is bridge the gap of like when you kind of want to know something that
I totally want to know, but I also don't want to get caught reading Us Weekly. Yeah,
That's exactly.
yeah, 1,000,000%.
Like, I'll be that guy for you.
I love it, dude.
Research,
You are
yeah.
honestly, man. You fill a place in my life that is so special.
I'm flattered and honored, and thank
Yeah.
you for that, man. I really appreciate it.
You got it.
Have
You
a
guys
good
are
one.
awesome. Thanks for having me.
Later,
Next
Jack.
time, bye. Listen, if you made it this far into the video,
Which is far. Like, no one ever does that on the internet.
like it's the end. You made it to the end
the
of the video.
full fucking video
you
you
watched
did.
the whole thing. So if you liked it and you watched the whole thing, why don't you subscribe?
It means you like us.
Click the subscribe button, because if you don't, I'm gonna fucking murder John.
And I'm going to like it.
Kill him with my bare fucking hands.
Yeah.
And if you weren't sold on this video, there's plenty more. Watch what's next up and then subscribe. But just subscribe so I don't have to fucking kill him.
Well, I don't know. Do what you want, but subscribe. Probably.